And it looks like we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Mind Your Biz. My name is Seth, and tonight's episode, we are going over the markets. We're going over cryptocurrency, DeFi. We're going over proof of work mining and what's currently profitable. We're also going to cover live the State of the Union address. I know, it's a little weird, maybe a little weird. But the point is, here at Mind Your Biz, we do that. We go to some kind of weird places because I think that it's all correlated, and I think that it all has an effect on the cryptocurrency market. So if you are not already subscribed, smash that subscribe button, hit the like, share this with a friend, especially if you're watching it while we're live. Share that with a friend, share it out on Twitter, on Reddit, on Facebook even. Yeah, we can go there, I guess. But share the signal. Sharing is caring. Appreciate you helping out in that way. Proof of live stream, I see in the chat, Raven Boy Crypto saying, I am here, let's start. And also letting me know that Discord is not working quite as expected. Thank you so much for sharing the link as we go. It really, really helps. So without further ado, let's take a look at our Fear and Greed Index. Current score of 58. And before you ask, no, Mama Biz is not going to be with us tonight. She had to go to her class. The typical Tuesday night thing, so unfortunately, normally when we do our 5:30 or our 5:30 Mountain Time start time, the 4:30 p.m. Pacific time, she's able to make it. But we start a little late tonight because of the State of the Union address coming out of the White House. So that kind of threw off her schedule with my schedule. It's okay. We'll hear back from Mama Biz on Thursday. So just saying. But we may have a surprise guest later on. Don't hold your breath, but we may have a surprise guest later on. Little guy who wears a balaclava and likes to cause mischief. So I think it's kind of like Tinkerbell. If you hit that thumbs up enough and if you share the link enough, we might see a little crypto sort of gnome / commentator / troll appear. But I make no promises. Jumping back into the Fear and Greed Index, we got a score of 58. That's the update as of today. It is up from yesterday's score of 54. The Goblin Dude is in the chat saying, howdy doody. The Deadwood says, I received the Keystone. Thank you again, sir. You are welcome, the Deadwood. For anybody who was not paying attention to that or did not know, we ran a Keystone wallet, or the Keystone Pro wallet giveaway over on the Mind Your Biz Twitter account, as a follow-up to the unboxing and brief overview that I did here on the channel. We've still got that original Keystone Pro, and it's possible that if there are any updates to the line down in the future, that we will go out of our way to get one of those as well, so we can do a full unboxing and review. In addition to that, I did a firmware update on the Keystone Pro, and I was pleasantly surprised to see there's already new functionality that's been rolled out, and so I think they're going to continue to update this thing. I've got really high hopes that it's going to get better and better with use. So I'm pretty excited. I mean, they're not exactly a channel sponsor or anything. They didn't pay me to say that. They just sent me a unit to test and evaluate, but I do like it. It's really kind of that good. So links to that and more are in the description. If you like what you're hearing by way of product reviews, almost everything you see on the shelf behind me has been reviewed here on the channel, then do click those links. That helps support the channel. It's a free option for you to support the channel without sending us any kind of money or anything. Just get stuff you would normally get, but please do use our links. It supports the channel and makes this media free for other people. Thanks for hitting that share button. I see the view count going up, and I can't wait for us to jump into tonight's main event where we actually, react to some of the stuff that the president says. There are a few talking points that we're expecting for the president to talk about or to hit. One of them is, international relations and war. Another one is whether or not there was any kind of action necessary for weather balloons crossing over our airspace. I could care, maybe a little bit less about those things, other than that they may affect the price of cryptocurrency, and they may affect the conditions under which we can mine cryptocurrency. So we have to pay attention to this stuff. In my mind, it all factors in. So we're going to pay attention, and we're going to try to decipher this State of the Union address for anything that is either hinting at or outright claiming to be a threat to cryptocurrency. Deal? Pinky promise? You're going to help me with that? Okay, great. That's our agenda for tonight as far as tuning in. And we've got precious little time to get through the rest of our content before that starts. Plus, that'll give us all an opportunity to share this link while we wait for that live stream to start from the White House. And yeah, they are streaming right here on YouTube. There's a link to that, the Straight Dope. I like to just tell you where to find stuff. Straight Dope is in the description of this video. So if you want to watch along on a separate computer or whatever, or record it for posterity's sake in case something unexpected happens, that'll be streaming based on the link that we have down below. Now, the likelihood of President Biden having had this already pre-recorded and now having it be streamed as essentially a pre-recorded and totally edited segment, pretty high. I personally suspect that we're not going to see one unbroken, just single camera edit of President Biden delivering this address. I think it's going to be heavily edited, or I think it's going to be unnaturally calm and smooth delivery, which won't fit his current, speaking style and his abilities right now. That's been on the decline for a while. So we'll listen in for that. Point is, I don't hate the guy. I don't dislike him, but I do inherently mistrust most politicians. So I want to try to decode anything that he says tonight in terms of any potential threats that are coming down the pipeline or coming down the pike for those of us who are into cryptocurrency. All right, let's take a look at that Fear and Greed Index again. 58. And that's definitely a move up from last week. The price action in Bitcoin has really helped a lot of people to feel extra bullish about the crypto markets. And again, I feel this is a trailing indicator. It's not the leading indicator it once was. The trailing indicator is kind of more accurate to call this thing. And let's take a look at crypto bubbles to see maybe why. We've got all kinds of projects that have gone up. There we go. So Singularity Net is up by almost 300%. That is insane. Man, a couple projects that are up triple digits. Fetch.ai. I think anything that has to do with AI or cloud rendering is up, like Render Token, for example. GRT, which I'm not even familiar with. The Graph protocol. That makes sense. I am familiar with the Graph, just not familiar with their token. The Graph is a phenomenal source of truth in blockchain programming, right? So think of your favorite oracles and APIs kind of being routed through, right? Representations of data and being able to make meaningful use of data that flows through the crypto ecosystem. That's the Graph in a nutshell. Another one that's come up pretty heavily is Hex. Didn't expect to see it pop up the way that it did, but it's over 4 cents right now. So I guess Hexicans that bought at below 2 cents rejoice, and Hexicans that bought at above 10 cents, you're still wrecked. So it doesn't matter if you're staked either way. IMX doing well, right? Immutable X is killing it with the upcoming release of a game. And then Casper Network. Casper Network. Seems like maybe we should talk about that because this is the first one we've looked at so far that is its own chain, right? So maybe we take a look at that because it's coming up very, very well. That said, Optimism, right? Another one that's gone up double digits, very, very solid double digits. Optimism, so that layer 2 scaling solution on top of Ethereum, doing very, very well. Nothing else comes quite as close. You got the Synthetics, which I'm a fan of them in at least in theory or at least in concept. Love what Synthetics is supposed to be able to do and supposed to enable us to do. Now, so yeah, it's good that they have enough strong market cap to continue with their mission. By the way, thank you in advance for turning on notifications on this channel, making sure that when you click that bell icon, you click the option that allows you to see all notifications. It really helps out a lot. YouTube has done kind of a poor job of exposing those controls to users. You can click the bell icon and it still won't necessarily give you notifications of this channel. Please go out of your way to hit that all notifications option under the bell icon, because that's going to help so much in overcoming some of the struggles that the Mind Your Biz channel has had since we moved into bear market territory. Thank you so much in advance, and thank you for sharing again. All right, that's crypto bubbles, everything we've seen over the last week in a nutshell. And I think that pretty much covers it. Yeah, those are the biggest movers, but I didn't expect to see Casper Network going up so well. I think there may be additional news that has to do with that, and I hope to have something more for you. I'm not going to call it insider information. It's not insider information, but I work in crypto marketing, so I've got my ear to the ground in a way that some other channels don't. And so there's some stuff that I can talk about, some other stuff that I can't talk about, some stuff that's entirely speculative but is considered insider information, and I have to be very careful with that information and with those relationships. So please understand that I'm bringing to you as much as I can at any given moment, and I'm trying to position myself to know more than the next channel possibly can. So stay tuned on that. Got Ravenboy Crypto saying, yes, YouTube should probably work on UI, UX a little bit. The Goblin Dude says, I saw a theory about that balloon possibly being an EMP device. The video I saw even sourced a U.S. Navy project dating back to the 50s and 60s. Woo! He says, turn on all notifications on all my accounts, LOL. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much for the support. Stereo 2 is in the chat saying, hello, everyone. Good to see you. And let's see. The Goblin Dude says, Balaclava, Mischief, are you going to get a surprise from the YouTuber Boris from Life of Boris? And also, Ravenbow Crypto asks the Deadwood, what's your opinion on the Keystone so far? And he responds, I'm really looking forward to it. I love having the power option, fingerprint scanner, and its interface with a camera way ahead of what I was expecting. Keyword speak. That's awesome, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you for doing that keyword density there in the chat. But I mean, I also feel what you're saying there. There are a lot of really cool elements to it, and without shilling, right, without dwelling too long on that one item, I mean, I'm pretty excited too to see a device that maybe is an alternative to my ledger for regular ongoing use. There's still some things that need to be ironed out, some kinks that need to be ironed out, but we'll get there. Rome wasn't built in a day, and Ledger is the incumbent. They basically own the market, so hard to dethrone Ledger as far as crypto hardware wallets go, and I think Keystone Pro is doing a really good job so far. So we'll see what they do to overcome those limitations in the future. TradingView.com, we've got our mining chopsticks chart right here. Looks like we finally may have a little more data to place these chopsticks onto. We didn't really have any kind of a formation before. We can now, if we really felt like it, we can take a look at these green candles, trace the tops of these green candles, and looks like our current, maybe I'm going to look at the red candles, but we see that the current MACD, the histogram, is bearish. And so it's moving to the downside. I don't think that, like, for my skill level, I don't think there's enough information here for me to do anything meaningful on this chart, other than to say we finally have a much larger range that we're looking at. It kind of appears to be something of a descending wedge. And I think that personally, I'm still of the camp that we do have more to bleed out. Now, do we definitely see $12,000 Bitcoin? No. At what point have I ever told you we're definitely going to go to $12,000 Bitcoin? I want to keep the receipts here, Mind Your Biz community. When did I say, oh yeah, Richard Hart is right, we're definitely going to see, what did he say, $11,000 Bitcoin? Or other big channels saying, yeah, it's definitely going to be $9,000 Bitcoin or $8,000 Bitcoin. Everyone wanted to one-up each other on their bearish outlook for Bitcoin. And I said, you know what? I really think it's going to find support, not at those levels, because now the cat's out of the bag, right? So many people are expecting it to fully deflate by 85 or 90% from its all-time high that we're going to get people who counter trade that wisdom and who front run the retail markets in trying to make those plans. And I think we got caught up in that dragnet. Now, does that mean we're definitely never going back down below, say, 16,000 here again or 18,000? No, I don't think that's true either. That's my point, is that I see a lot of accounts that say, oh, you idiots, you didn't buy when it was 16,000, 17,000. You had your chance and you blew it. I don't believe that. I believe that we may see another leg down, and I think that it has a lot to do with some of the global news that are going to be coming out of events like tonight's State of the Union address, and of course, any of the things that President Biden talks about by way of national policy, right? Financial policy, policy for international relations, and for any kind of military intervention, right? Military spending in this country is the main driver of innovation and the main driver of spending, basically in general. So many dollars get spent on defense in this country, far beyond what us at retail can even spend in the free market. It's kind of surreal when you think about it. So I think that what President Biden discusses tonight or talks about tonight is going to affect us in a very real way in the crypto markets. So we have to pay attention to it. But that's why I think there's absolutely a case for it potentially going back down into this value buy range, which again, for the record, I placed it somewhere in 14.5, moving all the way down to maybe at the bottom end. The bottom end, then that 9.5 or $10,000 Bitcoin. It's a huge sort of slush fudge factor range that I just know I'm not that technician that's going to tell you how to make mad gains with your crypto. And so I don't want to pretend I don't want to pretend to have those kinds of technical analysis skills that would help you figure out how to set your targets. And I'm definitely not going to give you calls on when to get in and out of certain trades, right? That's never been something that I offer. Is it time for a red screen? Probably time for a red screen. Okay. Just a reminder, in case you forgot, I'm not giving you trading advice. This is not a trading or investing channel. This is not even a basics finance 101 channel. Though, real talk, that'd probably be a good channel to get into. It's a very good niche. So maybe I could do like family finance or something. But the point is, that's not what this channel is here for. That's not why you're here watching this channel. Let's take a look at what you are here to watch this channel for, and that is how to figure out better ways to plan your mining, right? Better ways to plan your work so you can work your plan when it comes time to buy equipment, when it comes time to deploy electricity, when it comes time to know how much you should place where, right? Without giving you a business plan directly, you didn't hire me to be a consultant for you. I do want to help you always find tools to refine your process so you make better gains. And this is one of those tools, the Brains Insight tool, right? So the Brains Insight tool, we're going to put some custom hardware here. We're going to put in one of the top of the line Antminer devices at 140 terahash. We're going to call it 3,500 watts and say that we're spending 8 cents per kilowatt hour on the power, and also, of course, have a pool fee. All those things are necessary. Current cost to produce one full Bitcoin is over $15,000 with all those parameters in place. It's gone up, right? So our cost to acquire a full Bitcoin by mining is going up. And I think that, this is all correlated too. Part of this is how I established that sort of like range that I did before on the chart. In taking a look at, okay, where's the top end of that range? And if we get close to that range, based on miner capitulation, right? Miners leaving the market and no longer mining for Bitcoin, right? Fighting for those gains and for those mining rewards, what the floor could be if there was less competition and it were less profitable and only the most efficient miners were left using some of the numbers that we see here on this calculator. So that's where that range came from. And I make no big secret about it. I also feel pretty proud of the fact that some of the largest technical analysis channels like Gareth Soloway started changing some of their ideas, and what they were mentioning could be the bottom. Maybe not after watching something I said, but after that idea got out there. So I feel like I helped the Mind Your Biz community with that one little tool by managing our expectations a little better than some others. But you give me a gut check on that. Give me some feedback. Am I way off base? Am I totally deluded? I need to hear from you. I need to know whether or not that makes any sense at all. So you just keep me grounded, keep me humble there, okay? Mind Your Biz community. Okay, I know I can rely on you for that, right? Right. Thanks. You're the best. Again, appreciate you also smashing all the buttons, right? Like, be a button masher. If you're playing video games, playing fighting games, don't be a button masher. That's bad etiquette. You're going to get laughed out of the room. Even if you win, you lose. But when it comes to YouTube, smash all the buttons. Do it. Just mash all the buttons. Nobody will judge you, and you'll be doing me a huge favor. So the calculator shows us again at over $15,000 that our hardware efficiency, this is also an important number to know. Our hardware efficiency needs to be really good there, but it's missing a key variable. And I do this in my spreadsheet where we need to figure out cost or hash per dollar per watt. And maybe it's time for an update on that spreadsheet, just not a talking head video like this, but where I just do a screen recording and I go over a spreadsheet that you can use, you can fork yourself, copy into your Google Drive, and then use for your own calculations. It's been a great time to acquire cheap gear for a while now. And I called that out too, right? We saw some live streams where that was pretty apparent. But again, just keeping the receipts on where I've maybe done you a favor, maybe helped you out. And I hope you can validate that that's true. All right, moving on with our news. Whattomine.com. Go to the GPUs tab and just sort profit 24 hours and then change our price on power, right? Make that visible for you. Change our price on power all the way down to 8 cents per kilowatt hour, and then sort it again for profit over 24 hours. Unsurprisingly, the RTX 4090 is still the top of the stack, getting us a little over $1 per day, but it's on Nexa, which is not necessarily our best play, right? So available for trade on Trade Ogre, not that bad. Market cap is not terrible either. It's not exactly fledgling, and I think we're going to have to add that to our portfolio here. So let's go through our list down to GPU mineable coins, and let's add that to the list here. Nexa, what do you got for us? Nexa, there it is. Okay, can add that to our list over in the portfolio so that we're not missing out on what we need to know there. But it's top of the stack for every one of those hardware profiles, from the 4090 and all the RTX 4000 series from NVIDIA, all the way through to other Team Green cards. Pretty much just destroys everything else by way of profitability until we get the Team Red on the RX 6800 XT, where we're only doing like 13 cents per day anyway, so it's not like, mad gains. But the next Team Red card is Grin, right? Primarily Grin, and not all that inspiring as to how much you're earning on any of the AMD cards right now. And yeah, even the high cost cards, they're not necessarily high efficiency or high performance for mining on any of these algorithms. The Nexa POW algorithm that's used by Nexa is just killing it on Team Green, and almost anything that has any profit for NVIDIA is most profitable on Nexa. So there you go. If you were already mining it, then congrats. You made a good choice. You had a good quarter, I'm sure, but just know that if you don't feel like mining something that is speculative like that, you don't have to, right? It's totally fine to have your rigs turned off or to use them only for heating your house. Totally fine for you to be mining Monero out of principle or whatever. Totally fine for you to be solo mining Bitcoin. Totally fine for you to just not mine at all. Nobody can tell you what your best strategy is but you. Okay, so that's the biggest theme from this show, is that you have to just be armed with information, data, knowledge, and then you make the choice. But yeah, that choice can be not mining. Totally up to you. That choice can be mining only on weekends, or mining only for a day when you find a new coin that's highly speculative that you feel like you want to get degenerate on. So you just mine that. Don't let anybody shame you into not mining or shame you into mining. You have to make that decision yourself. All right, moving back into our portfolios. Got just enough time for this, and then a little bit of news coverage before we see the POTUS do his thing from the pulpit. Though I am kind of hoping we can get through some comments here as well. Not many other comments have come in, but I appreciate you being here. Go ahead and make those comments for me. What do you think? Here's my question. What do you think President Biden will talk about tonight? I've seen lists, breakdowns of like 5 or 6 things, bulleted lists, right? Bullet points. What do you think will be the big topic for tonight with President Biden? While you answer that question, I am going to grab myself a biscotto and have a little snack because I'm starving. Okay, so midstream, I'm going to do it. I'm going to be very, very rude. I was chewing gum the other night, super rude. I'm going to have some food right now, super rude. But you know what? I really need it because I'm really hungry. So give me a second. There we go. That's a tasty biscotto. And what I'm dipping in is none of your business. Yummy. Okay. All right. There we go. Rainbow Crypto says, we break bread together, sir. Appreciate you. Yeah. Mazel tov. Sorry. L'chaim. I said the wrong thing. But back in our portfolios, we got Caspa hanging up the GPU mining list, but that's only because of our P&L listing right there. Over the last 7 days, Cortex has come up above Caspa in terms of gains. Conflex is up there as well. Zano making a little comeback. It's still that little micro cap that could, though, the little nano cap that could. $8 million market cap, and it still keeps kicking. I've even talked to the lead developer recently. They haven't stopped developing on it. They're still building stuff, so that bodes well for them. Kind of crazy. Stereo 2 says gelato, vanilla, and chocolate with a fresh-baked biscotto and zabayoni. Man, I'm living below my privilege. This man eats well. I'm literally just eating a cookie on, geez. Way to make me feel totally ashamed of every life choice I've ever made, Stereo 2. Thanks. But Caspa, Conflux, Zano, Safecoin, which also has not gone belly up. Spoke with Jeff not that long ago, saw that he was sending out emails not that long ago to talk to influencers out in the scene. Neoxa is not dead, but it's not moving very well either. Looks very manipulated. Safecoin, I don't like that chart either, nor Zano. Those are not, those big old shelves. I don't like those very much. But Nexa looks like it has a very organic chart right there. That looks pretty exciting. It's up 12% this week. And that probably accounts for why it's so profitable on the GPU mining. Hey, who do we have here?
We have the newest model of the Felix 2000.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Is that Exophantom? Crypto Exophantom? Is that you?
Yes.
I almost didn't recognize you. Your exosuit looks so different. Okay. Well, stand by. Stand by. We got 4 minutes until the President of the United States gives us some targets to hit by way of zingers. So, get them ready. Get them ready. They're like darts, but jokes. I know nobody even says that word anymore.
I don't understand.
It's okay. Yes, we'll come back to you. All right, so I think that's a bunch of more portfolios we're going to talk about right now. We got Stereo 2 laughing. The Deadwood is laughing. Guys, don't make fun of my pain. I'm slumming it here, eating biscotti. Marie Antoinette didn't foresee a day like this, right? Right? She didn't even know. So, mind your business. Hungry? Let him eat cookies. How could she have known my plight? Yeah, unforeseen sadness. So
biscotti
terrible.
Is not a cookie. It is a biscotti.
Stop.
Sorry, a biscotto. That is a singular word.
Yep. Stick just says, left the Tim Pool podcast and sheesh, we're living in a mass simulation. You are not wrong, sir. Alrighty, we got some other news articles. Let's take a look. Hey, what do we got here? Looks like it's almost time. Theater mode. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Theater mode right there. Chat is disabled. Chat is disabled. Why would they disable the chat for the President of the United States?
No comment.
All right. Yeah, nobody knows, right? No se sabe. It's unknown. We can't. It's the unknown and the unknowable. At least not by us plebs. So, yeah, we'll see what happens there in just a little while. In the meantime, we got a couple of items. Oh, the Deadwood brings the heat, says Brandon quotes. Over half the women in my administration are women. That's, these are good quotes. Keep them coming. Anybody, leave us your favorite POTUS 46 quotes and drop them in the chat. Hey, he said them. They're public record. It's not like you're doing anything wrong. So go ahead and keep those ready. Apparently we'll begin shortly. So while we're waiting for that, then we will.
Over half of the people on Earth are actually human beings.
No, you don't say. That cannot be true. What are the other half?
No comment.
Gonna be one of those days, huh? You're gonna pull a president of the United States on us, eh?
No comment.
Oof. I'm getting wrecked already. This cyborg machine has been here 5 minutes already, and
did you just assume my gender?
No, I assumed your body composition, not your gender, though. All right, so.
Did you just assume my body composition?
Yes, I did. All right, Stereo 2 says, Marie Antoinette lost her head over it. And yes. Bis 2, Koto, cooked twice. Oh, so it's not a cookie. A cookie is cooked once. So.
Yeah, a biscotti.
Just so a cookie is it's an un koto, yeah?
Correct.
It'd be an unkoto. Yeah, but that's not even quite right. And I'm just being really silly because that's not what you would call a cookie, I'm sure. I'm sure it has something, along the lines of galleta, like Spanish, right? Right. I'm totally getting it wrong here, I know. I'm for sure. All right. Raven Boy says, the real question is, what is Elon? Just an alien trying to get home?
Incorrect.
There you go.
He is an inferior model.
There you go. It's 7 o'clock. Have you seen your POTUS? Sorry, 6 o'clock PST. Have you seen your POTUS? Nobody has. Nobody knows.
.gov.
Well, it is technically live right now.
It's live.
Yes. Live free or be POTUS. All right. Stick says, living in the best economy ever. The kiddo pleads the fifth a lot. Have to respect the amendment, fam. Yes. Yeah, the numbers would indicate that we are living in the best economy ever. I wonder if it's possible for a government to lie to its people. No, never been done. Never even once. All right, secret deep dive.
There's no way that any numbers could possibly be manipulated in any way ever.
No, none.
That's ludicrous.
People don't lie, and definitely not politicians. They never lie, ever.
How dare you accuse... What are you thinking?
Whoa, what's going on? I see the view count rising. Appreciate y'all sharing this. That's cool. Thank you for that. I wonder if that has anything to do with the fact that we have the State of the Union in our description. Hey, and we are live. And it's not going to let me stream the audio, so please forgive me. It's a limitation of the current streaming setup that we have right now. My gosh. These savages.
1080p.
Barely making it in 1080p. What do you think, Exo Phantom? Should we crank that a little bit so it maybe comes through on the microphones?
Crank it up.
Let's crank it. Boy.
Ooh. Leave a like and subscribe if you can hear this message.
We got it. We got it.
Leave another like if you can hear this message too.
Alrighty, I broke this one in half, so now it's biscotti. It's not a biscotti. It's just biscotti.
No, it's a biscotto.
No, but I broke it in half.
Which means it's biscotto.
But it's now more than one. Oh.
May I have half?
Nope.
You will regret this decision.
I already do. Always have. Oh, take a number, kiddo.
Leave a comment if you can hear this message. That's a very nice dress. It's all pink and stuff.
I wonder if there are any dudes wearing a red or a pink jacket in there, and we just don't know because there's no close-up yet. They don't want to give them, like, special attention or whatever. Ooh. I'm gonna hit this gavel. Bang!
Mr. Speaker,
Gavel go burr.
President of the United States.
Now speaking, the President of the United States. Oh, that's what the person on the right does. She translates.
Yeah. I need a soundboard I need a Seinfeld soundboard.
Do you have a soundboard right now?
No, I don't. I need to set it up.
Really? Then
I
what's
know.
that?
It doesn't have any sounds assigned to it. I failed.
Press the buttons, and we'll see if you're lying.
Dude, no. It's not going to do what you think. Applause. Applause. Applause.
Applause. Applause. Applause. Here's a recreation of the applause.
Somebody's calling out the Beetlejuice suit. It's great.
Ooh, where's the Beetlejuice suit?
Yeah, and this poor sign language translator, the ASL translator. She's the most famous ASL translator you've ever seen in your life to date. All her friends are like, "Hey, how does it feel to translate the President of the United States?" And she's like, "I don't know. It's no big deal." You know.
It felt like I was having a seizure.
In slow motion with my hands.
Exactly. Hey, was that a reference that I just didn't get because I'm too cool and
Hey,
young?
yeah, there it is. Beetlejuice suit, left bottom. That's called Shagtooth. Oh, it's Camilla. Camilla.
Would you like me to switch to...
Camilla.
Excuse me. Please
Yes.
state your name for the record.
My name for the record?
Your name for the record.
Yes. Your name for the record. I did so.
Thank you. Your name for the record.
Hey, you get a handshake, and you get a handshake, and you get a handshake. We're going to keep clapping.
I'd just like to say that I am a huge fan.
Did it.
You need to get a guitar.
Probably. I know, right? The Goblin Dude's like, this is taking forever. Rainbow Crypto, this go on for a while. Where are we? We are stuck in the middle of the White House, right? We're stuck in the middle of the speech room, the speaking area of the speech room. Here's the funny thing. Goblin Dude says, guarantee he has no clue where he is right now. Funny thing is, he's in his element around people.
Blink.
He's always been a people person.
Blink.
I mean, he's a politician. He made
Blink.
a career off of just doing this.
Blink.
Glad handing, right?
Blink.
Going around the room,
Blink.
getting people excited.
Blink.
So he's doing pretty well,
Blink.
I think.
Blink.
No major fails as far as I can tell.
Blink. Blink. Blink.
Blink.
Blink.
Blink.
Blink.
Hey.
Blink.
Oh, here's their other
Blink.
little hidden secret. This is streaming in 1080p, but that signal right there is almost definitely a 720p signal. It's embedded in the middle of a larger frame. Maybe, I'm sure the White House has plenty of infrastructure to do better than that, but a little sus.
Yeah, especially
Yeah.
since that's the part that people actually need to see.
Oh my gosh, he made it all the way up.
He made it.
Let's give him extra applause. He made it upstairs without tripping. Okay, so the Deadwood, or A1 says he plays stupid, but he knows enough. Yeah, it's true. The Deadwood says, watch out for those steps.
Ow, ow, ow.
Hey, you see that? The only other dude in that room who has permission to have a mic so he can speak over the President of the United States.
Members of Congress, I have the high privilege and distinct honor to present to you
Distinct?
Members of Congress, I have the high ground.
The high ground.
The creative juices are flowing. No, it's not okay. Mr. President,
Wait.
that is not okay. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, Madam Vice President, our First Lady and Second Gentleman, good to see you guys up there. Members of Congress,
Oh, hey, is that person in the bright pink glossy dress? And that other guy that looks like all of the other guys in the room.
Stick says volume up, por favor.
need a court order. She gets to go to the game tomorrow, next week. I have to stay home. Got to work something out here. Members of the Cabinet, leaders of our military, Chief Justice, Associate Justice, and retired Justice of the Supreme Court, and to you, my fellow Americans. You know, I start tonight by congratulating the 118th Congress and the new Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy.
Yeah, yeah. You the real MVP. You guys the real MVP. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
And the
Thank
Speaker of the
you.
House, Kevin McAllister. I can't be the only one who, in their
Speaker, I
head
don't wanna
thought
ruin your
Kevin
reputation. I look
McAllister.
forward to working with you. I want to congratulate the new leader of the House Democrats,
Guys.
the first African-American minority leader in history, Hakeem Jeffries. He won in spite of the fact I campaigned for him. Congratulations to the longest serving leader in the history of the United States Senate, Mitch McConnell. Where are you, Mitch?
All righty, guys. I'm working on getting the audio routed through here.
And congratulations to Chuck Schumer, another, another term as Senate Minority Leader. I think you.
Damn.
This time you have a.
Where y'all viewers come from?
Majority, Mr.
As if we're talking about the White House stream, and now these viewers all come out of nowhere.
Where are
Well, I'll tell
the
you what.
viewers? I
I
don't
wanna
see
give
them.
I do.
Special recognition to someone who I think
Where?
can be considered
Don't worry about it.
the greatest
Show
speaker in
me.
the history of the House of Representatives, Nancy
Tell
Pelosi.
me. Who are they clapping for? Why are they playing the same soundtrack again and again?
They're not playing a soundtrack. They're actually congratulating this woman who engaged in
Folks, the story of
Insider
America
trading.
is a story of progress and resilience, of always moving forward, of never ever giving up. It's a story unique among all nations. We're the only country that has emerged from every crisis we've ever entered stronger than we got into it. Look, folks, that's what we're doing again. 2 years ago, the economy was reeling. I stand here tonight after we've created, with the help of many people in this room, 12 million new jobs. More jobs created in 2 years than any president's created in 4 years because of you all, because of the American people.
Yeah, but how many jobs were already lost, and how many of those employment numbers are actually underemployed? They're never going to tell us.
And 2 years ago, COVID had shut down, our businesses were closed, our schools were robbed of so much. And today, COVID no longer controls our lives. And 2 years ago, democracy faced its greatest threat to the Civil War. And today, though bruised, our democracy remains unbowed and unbroken.
Did I
As
ask?
we gather here tonight, we're writing the next chapter of the great American story, a story of progress and resilience. When world leaders ask me to define America, and they do, believe it or not, I can define it in one word, and I mean this: possibilities. We don't think anything is beyond our capacity. Everything is a
I have a better word to
possibility.
describe America.
We're often told
America.
that Democrats and Republicans can't
What?
work together. But over the past 2 years, we've proved the cynics and naysayers wrong. Yes, we disagreed plenty. And yes, there were times when Democrats went alone. But time and again, Democrats and Republicans came together to defend a stronger and safer Europe, came together to pass once in a generation infrastructure law, building bridges connecting our nation and our people. We came together to pass the most significant law ever, helping victims exposed to toxic burn pits. And in fact, it's important. And in fact, I signed over 300 bipartisan pieces of legislation since becoming president, from reauthorizing the Violence Against Women Act, the Electoral Count Reform Act, the Respect for Marriage Act that protects the right to marry the person you love. And to my Republican friends, we could work together in the last Congress. There's no reason we can't work together and find consensus on important things in this Congress as well. I think Folks, you all are as formed as I am, but I think the people sent us a clear message. Fighting for the sake of fighting, power for the sake of power, conflict for the sake of conflict gets us nowhere. That's always been my vision of our country, and I know it's many of yours. To restore the soul of this nation, to rebuild the backbone of America, America's middle class, and to unite the country. We've been sent here to finish the job, in my view. For decades, the middle class has been hollowed out in more than, and now no one administration, but for a long time. Too many good-paying manufacturing jobs moved overseas. Factories closed down. Once thriving cities and towns that many of you represent became shadows of what they used to be. Along the way, something else we lost. Pride, our sense of self-worth. I ran for president to fundamentally change things, to make sure our economy works for everyone, so we can all feel that pride.
Look at that woman's face.
To build an economy
The
from the bottom up and the middle
expressions she is
out,
making.
not from the top down.
Don't pay attention to the
Because
sign
when the middle
language.
class does well,
Pay
the poor have a
attention
ladder up, and
to the
wealthy
expression.
Still do very well. We all do well. I know a lot of you always kid me for always quoting my dad, but my dad used to say, Joey, a job's about a lot more than a paycheck. He really would say this. It's about a lot more than a paycheck. It's about your dignity. It's about respect. It's about being able to look your kid in the eye and say, honey, it's going to be okay.
Yeah,
You mean
kid.
it.
Yeah, honey.
Folks, so let's
No.
look at the results.
No.
We're not finished yet by any stretch of the imagination, but unemployment rate is at 3.4%, a 50-year low. A near record,
Based on what input number? Not true. Not, they said the same thing in 2011. Not
near
true.
record unemployment for Black and Hispanic workers. We've already created, through your help, 800,000 good-paying manufacturing jobs, the fastest growth in 40 years. And where is it written? Where is it written that America can't lead the world in manufacturing? And I don't know where that's written. For too many decades, we imported projects and exported jobs. Now, thanks to what you've all done, we're exporting American products and creating American jobs. Folks, inflation has been a global problem because the pandemic disrupted our supply chains.
Directed.
And Putin's unfair and brutal war in Ukraine disrupted energy supplies as well as food supplies, blocking all that grain in Ukraine. But we're better positioned than any country on earth right now. But we have more to do. But here at home, inflation is coming down. Here at home, gas prices are down $1.50 from their peak. Food inflation is coming down, not fast enough, but coming down. Inflation has fallen every month for the last 6 months, while take-home pay has gone up. Additionally, over the last 2 years, a record 10 million Americans applied to start new businesses. 10 million. And by the way,
Because they couldn't get real jobs.
Every time someone starts a small business is an act of hope. And Madam Vice President, I want to thank you for leading that effort to ensure that small businesses have access to capital and the historic laws we enacted that are going to just come into being. Standing here last year, I shared with you a story of American genius.
Yeah,
and
she kind of
possibility.
does.
Semiconductors, small computer chips the size of a fingerprint that power everything, from cell phones to automobiles and so much more. These
And
chips were invented
including
in
spyware.
America. Let's get that straight. They were
Spyware.
invented in America.
We do really good at inventing
We
spyware.
used to make 40% of the world's chips. In the last several decades, we lost our edge. We're down to only producing 10%. We all saw what happened during the pandemic when chip factories shut down overseas. Today's automobiles need 3,000 chips, each of those automobiles. But American automobiles couldn't make enough cars because there weren't enough chips. Car prices went up. People got laid off. So did everything from refrigerators to cell phones. We can never let that happen again. That's why we came together to pass the Bipartisan Chips and Science Act.
Fish and Chips Act. We're going to do it. Americans need fish and chips.
Fishing chips.
Folks,
Yeah, fish and chips. Fish and
I know
chips.
I've been criticized for saying it,
Fishing.
but I'm not changing my view.
Ah.
We're going to make sure the supply chain for America
Put it
begins
at the
in
end.
America. The supply chain begins in America. We've already created. We've already created 800,000 new manufacturing jobs without this law, before the law kicks in. With this new law, we're going to create hundreds of thousands of new jobs across the country. And I mean all across the country.
Really?
Around not just the coast, but through the middle of the country as well. That's going to come from companies that have announced more than $300 billion in investment in American manufacturing over the next few years. Outside of Columbus, Ohio, Intel is building semiconductor factories on 1,000 acres, literally a field of dreams. It's going to create 10,000 jobs, that one investment, 7,000 construction jobs, 3,000 jobs in those factories once they're finished. They call them factories. Jobs paying an average of $130,000 a year. Many do not require a college degree. Jobs, because we work together, these jobs where people don't have to leave home to search for opportunity. Because we work together, these jobs where people don't have to leave home to search for opportunity. Think about the new homes, the small businesses, the medium-sized new homes, the small businesses is going to be needed. The medium-sized businesses, so much more that's going to be needed to support those 3,000
That was weird.
permanent jobs.
Sorry.
I was really vibing with that beat.
Yeah.
Talk to mayors and governors,
Put
Democrats and
jobs.
Republicans, and
3,000
they'll tell you what this
something.
means for their community.
I have terrible memory.
We're seeing these fields of dreams
In my
transform
processing.
our
Jobs.
land.
Jobs.
But to maintain
Jobs,
the strongest
jobs,
economy
jobs,
in the
jobs,
world,
jobs,
we
jobs,
need the
jobs.
best infrastructure in the world. Folks, as you all know, we used to be #1 in the world in infrastructure. We've sunk to 13th in the world. The United States of America, 13th in the world in infrastructure, modern infrastructure. But now we're coming back because we came together and passed the bipartisan infrastructure law, the largest investment in infrastructure since President Eisenhower's interstate highway system.
So basically, Route 66. That turned out well.
Folks, already we've funded over 20,000 projects, including major airports from Boston to Atlanta to Portland. Projects that are going to put thousands of people to work rebuilding our highways, our bridges, our railroads, our tunnels, ports, airports, clean water, high-speed internet, all across America. Urban, rural, tribal. And folks, we're just getting started. We're just getting started.
Yeah, the surest sign that there's a really, really bad economy are projects like these.
Thank my Republican friends who voted for the law.
Because that's where the jobs are coming from.
Republican friends who voted against it as well. But I still get asked to fund the projects in those districts as well. But don't worry.
We will reach
I
every
promise
corner
I'll
of
be a president
America.
for all America.
No one will be
We'll
safe.
fund these projects. And I'll see you at the groundbreaking. Look. This law will further unite all of America. Projects like Brent Spence Bridge in Kentucky over the Ohio River, built 60 years ago, badly needed repairs, one of the nation's most congested freight routes, carrying $2 billion worth of freight every single day across the Ohio River. And folks, we've been talking about fixing it for decades, but we're really finally going to get it done. I went there last month with Democrats and Republicans and from both states to deliver a commitment of $1.6 billion for this project. And while I was there, I met a young woman named Sarah.
So half
who's
of
here
what
tonight.
they
I know where
transport
Sarah
every
is. Is she
day.
up in the box? I don't know.
Pretty much.
Sarah, how are you? Well, Sarah, for 30 years, I learned, she told me she'd been a proud member of the Iron Workers Local 44, known as the Cowboys in the Sky. The folks who built Cincinnati's skyline. Sarah said she can't wait to be 10 stories above the Ohio River building that new bridge. God bless her. That's pride. And that's what we're also building. We're building back pride. Look, we're also replacing poisonous lead pipes that go into 10 million homes in America. 400,000 school and child care centers. So every child in America can drink the water instead of having permanent damage to the brain.
May I have
Look,
a biscotto?
we're making sure.
Yeah, you can. Grab one.
We're making sure that every community in America has access to a
Oh my
affordable
gosh.
internet. No parent should have to drive by McDonald's parking lot to help them do their homework online with their kids, which many thousands are doing across the country. And when we do these projects, and again, I get criticized for this, but I make no excuses for it. We're going to buy American. We're going to buy American. Folks, and it's totally consistent with international trade rules. Why America has been the law since 1933, but for too long, past administrations, Democrat and Republican, have fought to get around it. Not anymore. Tonight, I'm announcing new standards require all construction materials used in federal infrastructure projects to be made in America. Made in America.
Classic ASMR.
Just like how the Sochi Olympics, all made in their wonderful country,
Glass,
is
drywall,
perfect
fiber
example.
cable. And on my watch, American roads, bridges, American highways are going to be made with American products as well. Folks, my economic plan is about investing in places and people that have been forgotten. So many of you listen to me tonight.
You work in
I
IT?
know you feel it.
Kiss your fancy job
So many of you
goodbye.
felt like you've just simply been forgotten. Made the economic upheaval of the past 4 decades. Too many people. have been
You heard the
left
man.
behind.
You heard him.
Maybe that's you.
Actually, I think it's
watching
pronounced.
remember the jobs that went away. You remember them, don't you? Folks at home remember them.
Yeah, the new jobs on the
You
chain
wonder whether
gang,
the past
building the new
doesn't
highways,
exist anymore.
way
For your
better.
children to get ahead without having to move away. Well, that's why I get that. That's why we're building an economy where no one's left behind. Jobs are coming back. Pride is coming back. Because choices we made in the last several years. You know, this is, in my view, a blue-collar blueprint to rebuild America. Make a real difference in your lives at home. For example, too many of you lay in bed at night like my dad did, staring at the ceiling, wondering what in God's names happens if your spouse gets cancer, or your child gets deadly ill, or something happens to you. What are you gonna get money to pay for those medical bills?
Yeah, that Red Bull's wearing off now.
Try to get a second mortgage on. I get it.
Bust out the
I
popcorn.
get it. With the Inflation Reduction Act that I signed into law, we're taking on powerful interests to bring healthcare costs down so you can sleep better at night with more security. You know, we pay more for prescription drugs than any nation in the world. Let me say it again. We pay more for prescription drugs than any major nation on earth. For example, 1 in 10 Americans has diabetes. Many of you in this chamber do.
Have you tried not eating pure sugar and exercising?
Millions need
I know,
insulin to
crazy.
control their diabetes, so they can literally stay alive. Insulin's been around for over 100 years. The guy who invented it didn't even patent it. He wanted it to be available for people. It cost the drug companies roughly $10 a vial to make that insulin. Packaging and all, you may get up to $13. But Big Pharma has been unfairly charging people hundreds of dollars, $400 to $500 a month. making record profits. Not anymore.
They're making record
anymore.
profits.
That's all, folks. No more profits.
Wrecked profits.
Bono!
Oh,
So many things that we did are only now coming to fruition. We said we were doing this, and we said we passed the law to do it, but people didn't know because the law didn't take effect until January 1 of this year. We capped the cost of insulin at
my favorite,
$35
January
a month.
1.
You heard the man. Capcom. Insulin. $5.
People are just
Every
finding
senior.
out. I'm sure you're getting the same calls I'm getting.
Yes, I am, Joe.
There are millions of other Americans
My favorite,
who do not or are not
January 1.
including 200,000 young people with type 1 diabetes need this insulin to stay alive. Let's finish the job this time. Let's cap the cost of insulin for everybody at $35. Folks, the big pharma's still going to do very well, I promise you all. I promise you, they're going to do very well. This also.
He means he promised them. He promised his friends in Big Pharma they would do well. We don't need any promises.
Out-of-pocket drug costs for seniors on Medicare at a maximum of $2,000 a year. You don't have to pay more than $2,000 a year, no matter how much your drug costs are. Because you know why? You all know it. Many of you, like many in my family, have cancer. You know the drugs can range from $10, $11, $14, $15,000 for the cancer drugs. If drug prices rise faster than inflation, drug companies are going to have to pay Medicare back the difference. We're finally giving Medicare the power to negotiate drug prices. Bringing down prescription drug costs doesn't just save seniors money. It cuts the federal deficit by billions of dollars. By hundreds of billions of dollars. Because these prescription drugs
That audience is like,
are
so?
drugs purchased by Medicare to keep their commitment to the seniors. Well, guess what? Instead of paying $400 or $500 a month, you're paying $15. That's a lot of savings for the federal government. And by the way,
Wasn't the federal government subsidizing it before?
now some
Aren't they going to subsidize it now?
Savings.
Aren't they going to just print money to do the subsidy?
I'm not going to exaggerate. But
Savings, they said the key word. That means I must trust this person. He's gonna give me savings.
Okay. That's fair. As my football coach used to say, lots of luck in your senior year. Make no mistake. If you try anything to raise the cost of prescription drugs, I will veto it.
You heard him. Raise the price. He will veto it.
He
Facts.
will. No, he won't veto it. He will veto it.
Pleased to say that more Americans have health insurance now than ever in history.
They have health insurance.
The Affordable Care Act. And thanks to the law it signed last year, saving millions and saving $800 a year on their premiums. By the way, that law was written and the benefit expires in 2025. So my plea to some of you, at least to this audience, let's finish the job and make these savings permanent. Expand coverage of Medicaid. Look, the Inflation Reduction Act is also the most significant investment ever in climate change.
Ever. In climate change. You get that, folks?
Don't put your feet up.
Leading the world
Keep
with
them
clean
down.
energy future. I visited the devastating aftermath of record floods, droughts, storms, and wildfires from Arizona to Mexico to all the way up to the Canadian border. More timber has been burned that I've observed from helicopters than the entire state of Missouri. We don't have global warming.
Ah, yes, my favorite,
In
Missouri.
addition to emergency recovery, From Puerto Rico to Florida to Idaho, we're rebuilding for the long term. New electric grids that are able to weather major storms and not prevent those forest fires. Roads and water systems withstand the next big flood. Clean energy to cut pollution and create jobs in communities often left behind. We're going to build 500,000 electric vehicle charging stations installed across the country by tens of thousands of IBW workers. And we're helping families save more than $1,000 a year with tax credits.
I need water.
Purchase electric vehicles and efficient appliances, energy efficient appliances.
I
Historic
need
conservation
water.
efforts to be responsible stewards of our land. Let's face reality. The climate crisis doesn't care if you're in a red or blue state. It's an existential threat. We have an obligation, not to ourselves, but to our children and grandchildren to confront it.
Yeah,
Proud
and
of
build clean nukes.
How America
So?
at last is stepping up to the challenge.
By
We're still
building
gonna
clean
need
nukes?
Oil and gas for a while.
Building clean nukes?
Guess what?
Building clean nukes?
No, we do.
Building clean nukes. We're going to do it?
But
Build
there's
clean
so
nukes?
much more to do. We got to finish the job.
Yeah, finish the job
We
and
pay
build
for
clean
these
nukes.
Investments in our future by finally making the wealthiest and biggest corporations begin to pay their fair share. Just begin.
I can't wait to get my hands on other people's money.
I'm a capitalist, but pay your fair share. I think a lot of you at home agree with me and many people that you know. The tax system is not fair. It is not fair.
Tax system isn't even clear.
Fair.
It's not even clear. Like, just please stop.
The idea that in 2020, 55 of the largest corporations in America, the Fortune 500, made $40 billion in profits and paid zero in federal taxes? Zero? Folks.
Federal taxes are an unconstitutional tax program.
Now, because of the law
They paid taxes in their states.
$1 billion
They didn't dodge
companies have
taxes.
to pay a minimum of 15%. God love them. 15%. That's less than a nurse pays.
And a nurse overpays. That's the thing. She shouldn't have to pay more than 10, right?
Clear, I said at the very beginning, under my plans, as long as I'm president, nobody earning less than $400,000 will pay an additional penny in taxes. Nobody, not one penny. Well, let's finish
Nobody.
the job. There's more to
Not
do.
one penny.
What that means is you can expect inflation to be so bad that $400,000 will be the standard,
That's
like
my
the
proposal,
median income.
billionaire minimum tax. You know, there's 1,000 billionaires in America. It's up from about 600 in the beginning. But no billionaire should be paying a lower tax rate than a school teacher or firefighter. I mean it. Think about it. I mean, look. I know you aren't enthusiastic about that, but think about it. Think about it. Have you noticed Big Oil just reported its profits, record profits? Last year they made $200 billion in the midst of a global energy crisis. I think it's outrageous. Why? They invested too little of that profit to increase domestic production. And when I talk to a couple of them, they say, well, we're afraid you're going to shut down all the oil wells and all the oil refineries anyway, so why should we invest in them? I said, we're going to need oil for at least another decade. And that's going to exceed and beyond that. We're going to need it. Production. If they had, in fact, invested in the production to keep gas prices down, instead, they used the record profits to buy back their own stock, rewarding the CEOs and shareholders. Corporations ought to do the right thing. That's why I propose we quadruple the tax on corporate stock buybacks and encourage long-term investments. They'll still make considerable profit.
But don't worry, you'll be able to pay those taxes
Let's
in your
finish the
stock
job and
so that the government
close
owns your
allow
company.
very wealthy to avoid paying their taxes.
Can't see
Instead
this
of
one coming
fighting
from a mile
the
away,
law
can
for
we?
wealthy taxpayers, I just signed a law to reduce the deficit by $114 billion by cracking down on wealthy tax cheats. That's being fiscally responsible.
Mr. President, your friends are wealthy tax cheats. You congratulated Nancy Pelosi at the beginning.
My administration has cut the deficit by more than $1.7 trillion, the largest deficit reduction in American history. Under the previous administration, the American deficit went up 4 years in a row. Because those record deficits, no president added more to the national debt in any 4 years than my predecessor. Nearly 25% of the entire national debt that took over 200 years to accumulate was added by just one administration alone, the last one. Well, they're the facts. Check it out.
You're the
Check it out.
facts, guys. Check it out.
Check it out. We have fact checkers online right now to tell you the facts.
They lifted the debt ceiling 3 times without preconditions or crisis. They paid American bills to prevent an economic disaster in the country. So tonight I'm asking the Congress to follow suit. Let's commit here tonight to the full faith and credit of the United States of America will never, ever be questioned. So some of my Republican friends want to take the economy hostage. I get it, unless I agree to their economic plans. All of you at home should know what those plans are. Instead of making the wealthy pay their fair share, some Republicans want Medicare and Social Security to sunset. I'm not saying it's a majority. Let me give you, anybody who doubts it, contact my office. I'll give you a copy of the proposal. That means Congress doesn't vote. Well, I'm glad to see you. No, I tell you, I enjoy conversion. You know, it means if Congress doesn't keep the programs the way they are, they'd go away. Other Republicans say, I'm not saying it's a majority of you. I don't even think it's even a significant, but it's being proposed by individuals. I'm not politely not naming them, but it's being proposed by some of you. Look.
This is not polite. This is the worst kind of politicking from the State of the Union. This is classless.
We're not going to be moved into being threatened to default on the debt if we don't respond. Folks, as we all apparently agree, Social Security and Medicare is off the books now, right? They're not going to be cut. All right. We got unanimity. Social Security and Medicare are a lifeline for millions of seniors. Americans have to pay into them from the very first paycheck they started. So tonight, let's all agree, and we apparently are. Let's stand up for seniors.
You're a senior. You can barely stand up.
Stand up and show them.
Oh my gosh!
Not cut Social Security.
The irony.
Cut Medicare.
The irony of standing up for seniors when you yourself, as a senior, can barely stand.
And if anyone tries to cut Social Security, which apparently no one's going to do, and if anyone tries to cut Medicare, I'll stop them. I'll veto it.
I'll veto it.
I'm not going to allow them to take
stop
away,
the bad guys.
Not today, not tomorrow, not
because I'm the hero.
It's not going to be a problem. Next month, when I offer my fiscal plan, I ask my Republican friends to lay down their plan as well. I really mean it. Let's sit down together and discuss our mutual plans together. Let's do that. I can tell you, the plan I'm going to show you is going to cut the deficit by another $2 trillion. And it won't cut a single bit of Medicare or Social Security. In fact, we're going to extend the Medicare Trust Fund at least 2 decades. That's going to be the next argument. How do we keep it solvent, right? Well, we'll not raise tax on anyone making under 400 grand, but we'll pay for it the way we talked about tonight by making sure that the wealthy and big corporations pay their fair share. Look. Here's the deal.
You're trying to seize private companies.
to take advantage of you, the American consumer. Here's my message to all of you out there. I have your back. We're already preventing Americans from receiving surprise medical bills, stopping $1 billion surprise bills per month so far. We're protecting seniors' life savings by cracking down on nursing homes that commit fraud, endanger patient safety, prescribe drugs that are not needed. Millions of Americans can now save thousands of dollars because they can finally get a hearing aid over the counter without a prescription. Look, capitalism without competition is not capitalism. It's extortion.
Why would you even bring up capitalism?
Last year, I cracked down with the help of many of you.
Because you intend to socialize all the ownership of all these companies.
Prices for every good coming in the country. I signed a bipartisan bill to cut shipping costs by 90%, helping American farmers, businessmen, and consumers. Let's finish the job. Pass the bipartisan legislation to strengthen antitrust enforcement and prevent big online platforms from giving their own products an unfair advantage.
That should help right there.
My administration is also taking on junk fees, those hidden surcharges too many
Audio's
companies
better, right?
use to make you pay more. For example, we're making airlines show you the full ticket price up front, refund your money if your flight is canceled or delayed. We've reduced exorbitant bank overdrafts by saving consumers more than $1 billion a year. We're cutting credit card late fees by 75% from $30 to $8. Look, junk fees may not matter to the very wealthy, but they matter to most other folks in homes like the one I grew up in, like many of you did. They add up to hundreds of dollars a month. They make it harder for you to pay your bills or afford that family trip. I know how unfair it feels when a company overcharges you and gets away with it. Not anymore. We've written a bill to stop it all. It's called the Junk Fee Prevention Act. We're going to ban surprise resort fees that hotels charge on your bill. Those fees can cost you up to $90 a night at hotels that aren't even resorts. The idea that cable, internet, and cell phone companies can charge you $200 or more if you decide to switch to another provider. Give me a break. We can stop service fees on tickets to concerts and sporting events and make companies disclose all the fees up front. And we'll prohibit airlines from charging $50 round trip for family just to be able to sit together.
Yeah, what I will give them
Baggage
credit
fees
for
are
is
bad
that
enough.
the
Airlines
Democrat
can't
Party
treat
used to
your child like a
Democrat
piece
Party
of
used to be
baggage.
known as the party of
Americans are tired of being.
they used
We're
to be
tired of
known
being
as the
played
party
for suckers.
that was big on consumer protection.
So pass.
So this is good that they're staying true to that.
Pass the Junk Free Prevention Act so companies stop ripping us off. For too long, workers have been getting stiffed, but not anymore.
Not stiffies though.
We're beginning to restore the dignity of work. For example,
The dignity of work.
I
Get
should
back
have
to your
known this, but I
OnlyFans.
didn't until 2 years ago. 30 million workers
Ugh.
have to sign non-compete agreements with the jobs they take. 30 million. So a cashier at a burger place can't walk across town and take the same job at another burger place and make a few bucks more. It just changed. But they just changed it because we exposed it.
All the Republicans are
That was
laughing because they
part of the
realize
deal, guys. Look
there's
it up.
there's no store manager
But
at a
not
burger place that's
anymore.
gonna take an interest
We're
in you if
banning
you
those
leave their
agreements, so
store
companies
to
have
go
to
try to
compete
prevent
for
you from
workers
being,
and pay
being
them
hired
what
somewhere
they're
else.
worth.
Nobody cares. That was a totally bogus example. Nobody who's a wage earner at that level has their boss like
And I must tell
checking
you,
in on them across town to make sure they can get another wage earning job.
this is bound to get a response from my friends on my left but the right. I'm so sick and tired of companies breaking the law by preventing workers from organizing. Pass the PRO Act. Because business have a right. Workers have a right to form a union. And let's guarantee all workers have a living wage. Let's make sure working parents can afford to raise a family with sick days, paid family medical leave, affordable child care. That's going to enable
What's that?
millions of more people to go and stay at work. And let's restore the full child tax credit.
Yeah, these are all
Let's
buzzwords.
give
You're right.
tens of millions of parents some breathing room and cut child poverty in half to the lowest level in history. And by the way, when we do all these things, we increase productivity. We increase economic growth.
Yeah, really
let's
good
finish the
companies are
job.
already offering these things
And
as
get more
perks. So that's what
families
makes them
access to
competitive
affordable
places to
quality
work at,
housing.
and that's why
Let's
they
get
attract only the
seniors
most skilled
who wanna
people
stay in
to
their
work at
homes,
those
the care
places.
they need to do so.
But okay,
Let's give
it's
more
everybody's job
breathing room
now.
to millions
Every
of
company's
family
job to offer
caregivers
these to
looking after their
unskilled
loved
and
ones.
unqualified labor. I
Pass
don't think
my
so.
plan so we get seniors and people with disabilities the home care and services they need. And support the workers who are doing God's work. These plans are fully paid for and we can afford to do them. Restoring the dignity of work means making education an affordable ticket to the middle class. You know, when we made public education, 12 years of it universal in the last century, we made the best educated, best paid, we became the best educated, best paid nation in the world. But the rest of the world's caught up.
No, we've slipped
Caught up.
behind. If they haven't caught up,
Jill,
we've just
my
really
wife,
fallen
who
off.
teaches full time, has an expression. Hope I get it right, kid. Any nation that out-educates us is going to out-compete us. Any nation that out-educates is going to out-compete us. Folks, we all know 12 years of education is not enough to win the economic competition of the 21st century. We want to have the best educated workforce. Let's finish the job by providing access to preschool for 3 and 4 years old. Studies show that children who go to preschool are nearly 50% more likely to finish high school and go on to earn a 2 or 4 year degree, no matter their background.
And get themselves into a good 4-year
Let's give
degree
public school
debt
teachers a
program,
raise.
which is where the real money comes from in this country. Yeah, I'm talking to you, underprivileged communities, especially black and brown. Go get a useless degree that you're going to spend top dollar for, and that we'll subsidize the loan on, which
We're
I haven't
making
addressed yet in this
progress.
talk.
By reducing student debt, increasing Pell Grants for working and middle class families. Let's finish the job and connect students to career opportunities starting in high school. Provide access to 2 years of community college, the best career training in America, in addition to being a pathway to a 4-year degree. Let's offer every American a path to a good career, whether they go to college or not. And folks, in the midst of the COVID crisis, when schools were closed and we were shutting down everything, let's recognize how far we came in the fight against the pandemic itself.
Okay, Double Masker, bring it.
While the virus is not gone, thanks to the resilience of the American people and the ingenuity of medicine, we've broken the COVID grip on us. COVID deaths are down by 90%. We've saved millions of lives and opened up our country. We opened our country back up.
Hey guys,
And
horns
soon
up
we'll
for
end
Savage.
the public health emergency.
The screw ups.
But that's
people
called a
lost,
public health
jeez.
emergency. But we'll remember the toll and pain that's never going to go away. More than 1 million Americans lost their lives to COVID. 1 million. Families grieving. Children orphaned. Empty chairs at the dining room table constantly reminding you that she used to sit there. Remembering them, we remain vigilant. We still need to monitor dozens of variants and support new vaccines and treatments. So Congress needs to fund these efforts and keep America safe. And as we emerge from this crisis stronger, we're also got to double down on prosecuting criminals who stole relief money meant to keep workers and small businesses afloat. Before I came to office, you remember, during that campaign, the big issue was about inspector generals who would protect taxpayers' dollars who were sidelined. They were fired. Many people said we don't need them. And fraud became rampant. Last year, I told you the watchdogs are back. Since then, we've recovered billions of taxpayers' dollars. Now let's triple the anti-fraud strike force going after these criminals double the statute of limitations on these crimes, and crack down on identity fraud by criminal syndicates stealing billions of dollars from the American people. And the data shows that for every dollar we put into fighting fraud, the taxpayers get back at least 10 times as much. It matters. It matters. Look, COVID left its scars, like the spike in violent crime in 2020, the first year of the pandemic. We have an obligation to make sure all people are safe. Public safety depends on public trust, as all of us know. But too often that trust is violated. Joining us tonight are the parents of Tyree Nichols. Welcome. We had to bury Tyree last week. As many of you personally know, there's no words to describe the heartache or grief of losing a child. But imagine if you lost that child at the hands of the law. Imagine having to worry whether your son or daughter came home from walking down the street, playing in the park, or just driving a car. Most of us in here have never had to have the talk that brown and black parents have had to have with their children. Bo, Hunter, Ashley, my children, I never had to have the talk with them. I never had to tell them if a police officer pulls you over, turn your interior lights on right away. Don't reach for your license. Keep your hands on the steering wheel. Imagine having to worry like that every single time your kid got in a car. Here's what Tyree's mother shared with me when I spoke to her. When I asked her how she finds the courage to carry on and speak out. The faith of God, she said her son was, quote, a beautiful soul, and something good will come of this. Imagine how much courage and character that takes. It's up to us, to all of us. We all want the same thing. Neighborhoods free of violence. Law enforcement who earns the community's trust. Just as every cop, when they pin on that badge in the morning, has a right to be able to go home at night, so does everybody else out there. Our children have a right to come home safely. Equal protection under the law is a covenant we have with each other in America.
Actually, the Supreme Court has ruled that that police officers, when they pin on the badge, they don't offer you the right to come home safely. They're permitted to shoot you dead in defense of their own life.
We asked them in many cases
or reasonable suspicion that you're going to be a threat to their life. So just saying, don't let the actual laws confuse you, Joe.
In one sense, we ask much too much of them.
Rather, legal precedent. Don't let the legal precedent confuse you.
Honorable people, the
Cops
vast majority
are legally only obligated to take care of themselves.
And they risk their lives every time they put that shield on. But what happened to Tyree in Memphis happens too often. We have to do better. Give law enforcement the real training they need. Hold them to higher standards. Help them succeed in keeping us safe. We also need more first responders and professionals to address the growing mental health, substance abuse challenges. More resources to reduce violent crime and gun crime. More community intervention programs, more investment in housing, education, and job training. All this can help prevent violence in the first place. When police officers or police departments violate the public trust, they must be held accountable. With the support of the families of victims, civil rights groups, and law enforcement, I signed an executive order for all federal officers, banning chokeholds, restricting no-knock warrants, and other key elements of the George Floyd Act. Let's commit ourselves.
That'd be
to
good
make
as far
the
as
word of
red
powers
flag
known.
laws too,
True.
restricting no-knock warrants.
Something good
That's
must
pretty dangerous for
come from
cops
this.
also,
Something
in terms
good.
of serving red flag inquiries.
And all of us. All of us. Folks, it's difficult, but it's simple. All of us in this chamber, we need to rise to this moment. We can't turn away. Let's do what we know in our hearts that we need to do. Let's come together to finish the job on police reform. Do something. Do something. That was the plea of parents who lost their children in Uvalde. I met with every one of them. Do something about gun violence. Thank God. Thank God we did. Passing the most sweeping gun safety law in 3 decades. That includes things like that the majority of responsible gun owners already support. Enhanced background checks for 18 to 21 years old. Red flag laws, keeping guns out of the hands of people who are a danger to themselves and others.
Red flag laws.
But we know our work is not done.
Are another means
Join
of
us
just
tonight is Brandon
unconstitutional
Say,
seizure.
a 26-year-old hero. Brandon put his college dreams on hold to be at his mom's side. His mom's side when she was dying from cancer. And Brandon now works at the dance studio started by his grandparents. 2 weeks ago, during the Lunar New Year celebrations, he heard the studio door close. He saw a man standing there pointing a semi-automatic pistol at him. He thought he was going to die, but he thought about the people inside. And in that instant, he found the courage to act and wrestle the semi-automatic pistol away from the gunman who had already killed 11 people in another dance studio. 11. He saved lives. It's time we do the same. Ban assault weapons now. Ban them now. Once and for all.
The guy walked in with a pistol and killed 11 people with a pistol, but we
I
need to
led the
ban
fight
assault
do
weapons?
that in 1994.
What Biden did in 1994 didn't
That ban
improve
was law, Mass
outcomes.
shootings went down.
And now I've got all the data to
After
prove
let
it for over a quarter of a century.
Republican administration, mass shootings tripled. Let's finish the job and ban these assault weapons. And let's also come together on immigration. Make it a bipartisan issue once again. We now have a record number of personnel working to secure the border, arresting 8,000 human smugglers, seizing over 23,000 pounds of fentanyl in just the last several months. We've launched a new border plan last month. Unlawful migration from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela has come down 97% as a consequence of that. But American border problems won't be fixed until Congress acts. If we don't pass my comprehensive immigration reform, at least pass my plan to provide the equipment and officers to secure the border. And a pathway to citizenship for dreamers, those on temporary status, farm workers, essential workers. Here in the People's House, it's our duty to protect all the people's rights and freedoms. Congress must restore the right and the Congress must restore the right that was taken away in Roe v. Wade and protect Roe v. Wade. Give every woman a constitutional right. The Vice President and I are doing everything to protect access to reproductive health care and safeguard patient safety. But already more than a dozen states are enforcing extreme abortion bans. Make no mistake about it. If Congress passes a national ban, I will veto it. But let's also pass Let's also pass the Bipartisan Equality Act to ensure LGBTQ Americans, especially transgender young people, can live with safety and dignity. Our strength.
But by the numbers, they don't live with dignity. By the numbers, they're
Our
just as
strength is not
suicidal as
just
they
the
were
example
before
of
going
our
under
power,
operations,
but the
only to
power
become
of our
permanently
example.
dependent on drugs
Let's
that
remember
fuel
the
some of the
world's
programs that
watching.
you want to subsidize with government
I
dollars.
spoke in this chamber one
So
year ago.
it's convenient for you to
Just
say you
days
want to
after
support them, but
Vladimir Putin unleashed his
the outcomes for them are
brutal
not
attack
better.
against
They
Ukraine.
actually stay as suicidal
Murderous assault.
and worse,
Evoking
then their
images of
bodies
death
are
and
mutilated. So,
destruction Europe suffered in World War II.
okay.
Putin's invasion has been a test for the ages, test for America, test for the world. Would we stand for the most basic of principles? Would we stand for sovereignty? We stand for the right of people to live free of tyranny? Would we stand for the defense of democracy? For such defense matters to us because it keeps peace and prevents open season on would-be aggressors and threatens our prosperity. 1 year later, we know the answer. Yes, we would, and we did. We did. And together, we did what America always does at our best. We led. We united NATO. We built a global coalition. We stood against Putin's aggression. We stood with the Ukrainian people. Tonight, we're once again joined by Ukrainian's ambassador to the United States. She represents not just her nation, but the courage of her people. Our ambassador is here, united. We're united in our support of your country. Will you stand so we can all take a look at you? Thank you. Because we're going to stand with you as long as it takes. Our nation is working for more freedom, more dignity, more peace, not just in Europe, but everywhere. Before I came to office, the story was about how the People's Republic of China was increasing its power and America was failing in the world. Not anymore. We made clear, and I made clear in my personal conversations, which have been many, with President Xi, that we seek competition, not conflict. But I will make no apologies that we're investing to make America stronger. Investing in American innovation and industries that will define the future that China intends to be dominating. Investing in our alliance, working with our allies to protect advanced technologies so they will not be used against us. Modernizing our military to safeguard stability and deter aggression. Today, we're in the strongest position in decades to compete with China or anyone else in the world. Anyone else in the world. And I'm committed. I'm committed to work with China where we can advance American interests and benefit the world. But make no mistake about it. As we made clear last week, if China threatens our sovereignty, we will act to protect our country, and we did. Look, let's be clear. Winning the competition should unite all of us. We face serious challenges across the world. But in the past 2 years, democracies have become stronger, not weaker. Autocracies have grown weaker, not stronger. Name me a world leader who changed places with Xi Jinping. Name me one. Name me one. America's rallying the world to meet those challenges, from climate to global health, to food insecurity, to terrorism, to territorial aggression. Allies are stepping up, spending more, and doing more. Look, the bridges we're forming between partners in the Pacific and those in the Atlantic, and those who bet against America are learning how wrong they are. It's never, ever been a good bet to bet against America. Never. Well, when I came to office, most assured that bipartisanship assumed was impossible. but never believed it. That's why a year ago, I
Some
offered a
good
unity
quasi-military
agenda.
rhetoric to finish it off. It's
made real
only
progress
mildly
together.
terrifying.
We passed the law making it easy for doctors to prescribe effective treatments for opioid addiction. We passed the gun safety law, making historic investments in mental health. We launched the ARPA-H drive for breakthrough in the fights against cancer, Alzheimer's, and diabetes, and so much more. We passed the Heath Robinson Pact Act, named after the late Iraq War veteran whose story about exposure to toxic burn kits I shared here last year. I understand something about those burn pits, but there's so much more to do. We can do it together. Joining us tonight is a father named Doug from Newton, New Hampshire. He wrote Jill, my wife, a letter, and me as well, about his courageous daughter, Courtney. A contagious laugh, his sister's best friend, her sister's best friend. He shared the story all too familiar to millions of Americans and many of you in the audience. Courtney discovered pills in high school. It spiraled into addiction and eventually death from a fentanyl overdose. She was just 20 years old. Describing the last 8 years without her, Doug said, "There's no worse pain." Yet their family has turned pain to purpose, working to end the stigma and change laws. He told us he wants to start a journey toward American recovery. Doug, we're with you. Fentanyl is killing more than 70,000 Americans a year. You got it. So let's launch a major surge to stop fentanyl production and the sale and trafficking with more drug detection machines, inspection cargo, stop pills and powder at the border. Working with couriers like FedEx to inspect more packages for drugs. Strong penalties to crack down on fentanyl trafficking.
So now he's
Second,
warning you
let's
that
do
more
more
of your
mental health,
parcels are going to be
especially for our
inspected
children.
because
millions
ostensibly
of
we're
young
all sending
people are
fentanyl to
struggling
each
with
other.
bullying, violence,
That's all we do
trauma.
with parcels nowadays.
We want them greater access to mental health care at their schools. We must finally hold social media companies accountable for experimenting or running children for profit. And it's time to pass bipartisan legislation to stop big tech from collecting personal data on our kids and teenagers online. Ban targeted advertising to children and impose stricter limits on the personal data that companies collect on all of us. Third, let's do more to keep this nation's one truly sacred obligation to equip those we send into harm's way and care for them and their families when they come home. Job training, job placement for veterans and their spouses as they come to return to civilian life. Helping veterans afford the rent, because no one should be homeless in America, especially someone who served the country.
Yeah, man, I can't disagree with that. We fail our veterans big time. We really do. We need improvements.
Dennis McDonough is here of the VA. We had a first real discussion when I asked him to take the job. I'm glad he did. We were losing up to 25 veterans a day on suicide. Now we're losing 17 a day to the silent scourge of suicide. 17 veterans a day are committing suicide. More than all the people being killed in the wars. Folks, VA is doing everything it can, including expanding
No, that's not
mental
true.
health screening, proven programs that recruits veterans to help other veterans understand what they're going through, get them the help they need. We got to do more. And fourth, last year, Jill and I reignited the cancer moonshot that I was able to start with President Obama asked me to lead our administration on this issue. Our goal is to cut the cancer death rates at least by 50% in the next 25 years. Turn more cancers from death sentences to treatable diseases, provide more support for patients and their families. It's personal to so many of us in this audience. Joining us are Morris and Candice, an Irishman and the daughter of immigrants from Panama. They met and fell in love in New York City and got married in the same chapel Jill and I got married in New York City. Kindred spirits. He wrote us a letter about his little daughter, Ava, and I saw her just before I came over. She was just a year old when she was diagnosed with rare kidney disease, cancer. After 26 blood transfusions, 11 rounds of radiation, 8 rounds of chemo, 1 kidney removed, given a 5% survival rate. He wrote how in the darkest moments he thought, if she goes, I can't stay. Many of you have been through that as well. Jill and I understand that like so many of you. And he read Jill's book describing our family's cancer journey and how we tried to steal moments of joy where we could with Bo. For them, that glimmer of joy was the half smile of their baby girl. It meant everything to them. They never gave up hope. Little Ava never gave up hope. She turns 4 next month. They just found out Ava's beating the odds, is on her way to being cured of cancer. And she's watching from the White House tonight if she's not asleep already.
This poor person, this poor mom. That's not easy being made sort of an example like that, being paraded like like in a dog and pony show.
For the lives we can save and the lives we've lost, let this be a truly American moment that rallies the country and the world together and proves that we can still do big things. 20 years ago, under the leadership of President Bush and countless advocates and champions, he undertook a bipartisan effort through PEPFAR to transform the global fight against HIV/AIDS. It's been a huge success. He thought big. He thought large. He moved. I believe we can do the same thing with cancer. Let's end cancer as we know it. Cure some cancers once and for all. Folks, there's one reason why we've been able to do all of these things. Our democracy itself. It's the most fundamental thing of all. With democracy, everything's possible. Without it, nothing is. The last few years, our democracy has been threatened and attacked, put at risk, put to the test in this very room on January the 6th. And then just a few months ago, an unhinged big lie, assailed and unleashed a political violence, the home of the then Speaker of the House of Representatives, using the very same language the insurrectionists used as they stalked these halls and chanted on January 6th. Here tonight in this chamber is a man who bears the scars of that brutal attack, but is as tough and as strong, as resilient as they get. My friend Paul Pelosi. Paul, stand up.
This a joke? This is a joke. This has got to be a joke. These are two of the people who abuse their position relative to government and industry so much.
Never happened.
It's not, you almost can't write this stuff.
Speak out. There's no place for political violence in America. We have to protect the right to vote, not suppress the fundamental right. Honor the results of our elections, not subvert the will of the people. We have to uphold the rule of law and restore trust in our institutions of democracy. We must give hate and extremism in any form no safe harbor. Democracy must not be a partisan issue. It's an American issue. Every generation of Americans has faced a moment where they have been called to protect our democracy, defend it, stand up for it. And this is our moment. My fellow Americans, we meet tonight at an inflection point, one of those moments that only a few generations ever face, where the direction we now take is going to decide the course of this nation for decades to come. We're not bystanders of history. We're not powerless before the forces that confront us. It's within our power of we the people We're facing the test of our time. We have to be the nation we've always been at our best. Optimistic, hopeful, forward-looking. A nation that embraces light over dark, hope over fear, unity over division, stability over chaos. We have to see each other not as enemies, but as fellow Americans. We're good people. The only nation in the world built on an idea. The only one. Other nations are defined by geography, ethnicity. But we're the only nation based on an idea that all of us, every one of us, is created equal in the image of God. A nation that stands as a beacon to the world. A nation in a new age of possibilities. So I've come to fulfill my constitutional obligation to report in the State of the Union. And here's my report. Because the soul of this nation is strong, because the backbone of this nation is strong, because the people of this nation are strong, the State of the Union is strong. I'm not new to this place. I stand here tonight.
Yeah, we know.
having
You're a
served
career
as long as
politician
about
who hasn't
anyone
been
of
able to
you
do
who ever
anything
served.
noteworthy in the 50 years you've been in office.
But I've never been more optimistic about our future, about the future of America. Just to remember who we are. We're the United States of America, and there's nothing beyond our capacity if we do it together. God bless you all, and may God protect our troops. Thank you.
Yeah, the Goblin Dude says we are more divided than we have ever been in the history of the United States as a whole. Yes, that is true. This actually terrifies me, the way things went tonight. The fact that, and we got this last administration too, the fact that half the room just cannot get along at all. The fact that the partisan politics have gotten so cartoonish, left versus right, that there's such an agenda that has been set up to be diametrically opposed, which is basically controlled opposition. It is terrifying. It's like actually terrifying. Goblin Dude says we've steered away so far away from being a constitutional republic. Right? There are people who actually believe falsely that we live in a democracy. We don't, and we haven't ever. But there you have it. You have a party that thinks that we live in a democracy, right? A constitutional democracy. And then others who understand that we live in a constitutional republic and that requires 50 distinct states. And the states have their own rights to govern the way they see fit. And that, yeah, overturning certain things, the way they've been overturned this last couple of years, is a way to put rights back into the state's hands or put the onus back on the states. Like, oh my gosh. Ugh. Yeah. Okay, well, he definitely made mention of the weather balloon, the balloon that came over the United States and shooting it down. We showed them. We showed the Chinese. Now, never mind the fact that our military capabilities would give us, like, if we needed to, if we thought we needed to, our military capabilities here in this country would allow us to use an ICBM to be able to shoot some kind of flying device moving at speed as though it's also an ICBM right out of the sky. Like mid-flight, we have some pretty amazing capabilities. When you think about the mathematics and some of the other coordination systems that are required to be able to do what we can do, because remember, it's been some years now, we actually did shoot falling satellite parts out of the sky as they were re-entering orbit. We can do some pretty amazing stuff with our military might. Taking a balloon out of the sky, not that hard. Being able to capture it in such a way, or being able to forcefully move it out of our airspace so that it doesn't cause any collateral damage by falling to the ground, also not beyond our capabilities. We can solve that problem. We've had unmanned aerial vehicles, like drones, for a lot of years. We can do all that. So, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to drag the guy for making the choice that he did about that, but I don't think it's any kind of like real show of force to shoot a balloon out of the sky after it's already fully crossed our country, fully crossed our airspace, and then finally gotten to a place where it's no longer in our airspace. Not a show of force, not a show of, anti-fragility or, or uneffwithableness. It's a terrible word, but it's a great word too. I don't know. I'm not impressed. Am I wrong? Is that bad? Is this the best president ever? Am I just not getting it? Please correct me. Anyway, what I'm hearing between the lines is that we are going to see the debt ceiling go up. We are going to see quantitative easing. We are going to see more money printing. We're also going to see a more toughening of laws against private business ownership and against large corporations being told to pay their fair share. And I think that is going to take a toll. It's going to take a form of taxation that basically plays out in government control or increased government ownership of stocks and equity. So I'm truly terrified. Like, that's what's between the lines. Maybe I missed something. Maybe I'm way off. Tell me in the comments if you think that that's way off and you heard that a different way. But I think what I'm hearing is they're making overtures at seizing carefully, subtly and clandestinely, but seizing private businesses by taxing them so heavily that they essentially have to sell, and that will go into government custody, basically. Absent was any talk about a CBDC. Absent was any kind of talk about cryptocurrencies being the air quotes the biggest threat. Thank goodness nothing came up about FTX. They don't need to make FTX any more famous or any other or Bits Lotto. Thank goodness that didn't come up either. But it is obvious that things just didn't quite. It should be obvious to you that I wasn't moved by a whole lot of this. The points about taking better care of our veterans and stuff and being united, that's rhetoric. I don't know that I heard many actionable plans to take care of that stuff, right? And what actionable plans I did hear about in terms of taking care of our veterans, yeah, it sounded borderline crazy. Like we're going to set up programs that might just help them with MAID, as was mentioned in the chat by the Goblin Dude. Speaking of which, another comment coming in from the Goblin Dude saying, I'm glad it was destroyed over the ocean instead of over land, just in case it could have been an EMP device. Well, even if it wasn't an EMP device, even if there was some other kind of payload that it carried that was not safe, yeah, probably better for it to be disposed of over water, but it's not like we couldn't have figured out how to have transported the body of this thing over water or done a couple of flybys and inspected what was inside of it. We have so many different kinds of equipment to be able to scan at a distance, just optical scanning, right? Taking photos, using UAVs to do flybys and take photos of the thing and try to inspect it. Multispectral analysis using just a couple of basic imaging techniques. We could have probably just figured out okay, is something shining through it? Then there's no solid payload in the center. It's only gas, right? Whatever, or something else. We could have figured it out, is what I'm saying. I think we actually do have the technology. So yeah, I think it would have been better to take action sooner and prove that there's some concern. Because if there was some kind of toxic payload inside of it the entire time, how do we know that it wasn't already dropping something into American airspace and into the United States as it flew over, right? Take action sooner. Don't take it lying down. So anyway, yeah, I'm not impressed. It's a lot of the typical Democrat tough guy talk that's we got to be tough on these people. And by these people, we mean actually the law-abiding, tax-paying citizens. Because those who are lawless will remain lawless. Those who are scofflaws and don't want to pay their taxes are going to actually not pay their taxes. They're going to do like Nancy Pelosi and Paul Pelosi do, and they're going to find every possible loophole and then rewrite laws so that the laws don't apply to them when they increase their net worth based on the insider trading that they commit, based on the privileged position that they hold to be able to obtain insider information and rewrite laws for their friends to benefit too. It's just so much crony capitalism. It's hilarious that he even wanted to bring that up as though there could be something wrong with capitalism when everybody who was standing up and clapping for the guy is a crony capitalist, right? You see people who who've been far more successful than their skill set should have allowed them to be. And yeah, I'm just shocked. Anyway, whew. John Germain says, so that's what killed the cows mysteriously. You're probably right. I didn't realize that there were dead cows anywhere along the path of this like air balloon. Man, I got to check it out. You're probably messing with me. Point is, I'm not happy with anything that I just listened to. For the most part, the stuff that did sound good is like, oh, no, that's just good rhetoric. It's just good speech writing. But how are you going to do it? You're full of all this great rhetoric and no real plans, no real ideas other than tax these guys to the point that they have to fold, buy up all their stuff. We seize the means of production. But capitalism's actually good. I'm not against capitalism. Only I'm going to enact plans that functionally turn America into more of a necessity, more of a socialist construct, because private businesses can't afford to operate here, right? Without government intervention. You could say I've got my dander up. Have I got my dander up, Mind Your Biz community? Smash that thumbs up. I noticed that clearly also. I don't know if it's handlers at the CIA or somebody at the White House, or if there's just like a bunch of bots out tonight. Clearly, we did pretty well on this live stream, and we still are doing pretty well. So I want to keep on going a little longer. Do y'all want to see some actual crypto news, though, from tonight? Because we can move on from this slow motion train wreck that was the State of the Union, where we learned nothing, and we can maybe learn something about the crypto news cycle that can actually help us. Because tomorrow, almost nothing about America will change, but the crypto market cap might. So let's take a look at our first article, which is over on the Secret Network. It's their blog talking about unlocking Web3 streaming with secret NFTs. Now, if you're not familiar with Secret Network, it's part of the Cosmos ecosystem, and it uses privacy by default. It has it has privacy preserving layer to it. It's one of the only IBC ecosystem projects that helps to make coins fungible again and tokens fungible again after you transfer them onto the Secret Network. So kind of cool. I like that it does that. But yeah, let's see. John Germain also mentions, just taper off that conversation about the balloon, said that the military suggested that it had a self-destruct device that failed to work. Goblin Dude asks, just for old time's sake, if we take a look at 0x Bitcoin, we can definitely do that for sure. I don't think that the chart looks the same, but we found something that we can pay attention to in the future, just in case there's an opportunity to do automated swing trading. And I think that should be something that we look for here on Mind Your Biz. Maybe we should actually look up some bot code, and we should try to deploy it at some point and do a little test, right? That'd be a lot of fun to automate some trading on decentralized exchanges with coins that have that kind of price action, and do some scalps over a couple of days and try to leverage somebody else's automated price arb work and ride their coattails. It'd be a lot of fun. But yeah, maybe later. For right now, let's talk about Secret Network. They are getting into NFTs. They have been for a while. Kevin Smith, the creator of Clerks and so many other movies that you know and love, created Kilroy. It's a movie release, NFT movie release, or called Kilroy Was Here. First full-length feature film minted as an NFT, and it was on Secret Network. Guess what? Quentin Tarantino minted an NFT on Secret Network as well. Because of the privacy-preserving tech, it allowed them to feel confident that the fungibility of those NFTs and the ability to move them from wallet to wallet without doxing in order to own them. I mean, I see why they were on board with that. Using Ethereum, you'd have to completely dox. You'd have to make your identity, or at least the wallet that you're issuing from, it needs to be publicly known. And so for anybody who's interested in earning money from an NFT release, I don't know why you'd want everybody to know how much your wallet holds. It's kind of crazy, right? So they were all on board with the Secret Network. But apparently, there is some secret sauce behind Kilroy Was Here. And that is that they were able to stream the film, right? So being able to stream media on Web3. So here's how it works. So HTTP live streaming. There you go. HLS protocol. It's already an industry standard apparently. And it contains a manifest file. It describes a list of video files and their length. Each video file is a small chunk of the whole video, which optionally can be encrypted. Ooh, yeah, that makes sense to be able to encrypt it. The only issue is you'd have to have the decryption key, and you'd have to make sure that decryption key is not intercepted somehow and published, because then somebody else can make a viewer that just decrypts it, and it's no longer special, right, or hidden. It's happened, right? It happened with DVDs. It happened with Blu-rays. It happens very, very fast on media like that. So yeah, you got to be careful with that kind of static encryption. But this is an example of the file they're talking about, right, with the URI, which could be an IPFS endpoint, right? And it could totally be encrypted on IPFS, so that if anybody just finds the IPFS file, they can't watch it unless they have that. But this little guy right here, the manifest, the M3U8 file, is plain text, right? It's clear text. So I don't know that it would help all that much, right? So whatever. Point is, it's all there. So yeah, if you have the actual NFT, you should be able to decrypt the media without too much difficulty. I know, nerd stuff, but that's why you come here. So it says, the intended way this encryption is meant to be used is providing a link to the encryption key in the manifest itself. It seems the creator of the HLS specification did not consider encryption keys that are stored in secret NFTs. No matter. Just means we need to somehow break this link so the player would be able to get the encryption key from the private metadata inside the secret NFT. Let's see. So one of the most popular open source browser players, Video.js. This is kind of more of a deep dive into the tech itself. I thought this was great, and I wanted to mention it, that this is important that anybody is thinking about this. So their implementation and their execution of doing encrypted private streaming NFTs. That's kind of a big deal. And I think that's going to be the future of media on NFTs. It's not digital rights management per se. Well, no, I'm sorry. It is digital rights management, actually, but it's enforced by cryptography and cryptographic ownership, right? So public key cryptography and having a crypto wallet. I think that's a way better option than the digital rights management models that have been used in the past, where they were non-transferable. You couldn't really sell anything after you owned it. And even worse, you couldn't get resale royalties if you bought a CD and you tried to sell it to somebody else. Like, do you remember that back in the day when you'd own a CD and you'd do like a yard sale and you'd sell your CDs for whatever, $1, $3. If you were lucky, you'd get $5 if it was a really cool CD. Remember the Sublime CD? It was a good CD, and people would spend $5 on that. No royalties go to the family of the lead singer of Sublime. And with this model here, you still get the digital rights management. You get it in a convenient format. Heck, you could even do it in like a very lossless format, so it sounds as good as vinyl or close to as good as vinyl. And you can keep it encrypted. So when it streams fully encrypted. So it's like all the perks of audio and all the perks of the traditional publishing model without having to worry about somebody just like easily decrypting it, and then having provable ownership and provable resale allow for royalties to go back to the original creator. I think the biggest thing that I get excited about is that the original creator can receive royalties. Whether or not this continues, I don't know. A lot of marketplaces trying to get rid of royalties, but it clearly convinced Kevin Smith and Quentin Tarantino. I don't think that should be ignored easily or lightly, right? Stick, yep, 40 Ounce of Freedom, amazing record. Yeah, I know, right? It's like there are so many banger tracks on that Sublime album. But anyway, where are they now? They're not on NFTs. It'd be amazing for the estate of Sublime and for all the band members to have all of that intellectual property live on as NFTs. Those royalties would be enforceable. So too late now, probably. But point is, yeah, not too late for artists that are beginning now. So that's one little piece of news. Don't have that in our description today, but do look into the secret NFT ecosystem. I know I'm going to be looking at Cosmos ecosystem very, very intensely, especially going to ETH Denver. I will be actively seeking out Secret Network, Shade Protocol, anybody attached to the Cosmos ecosystem. I'm going to be hounding them for interviews and getting a lot more media from them because I'm intrigued by this, especially the secret NFT ecosystem. I think it's far more promising than Cardano. I think it's far more promising than any of the so-called also rans, air quotes, EVM killers. I think that the Cosmos ecosystem does things that none of the competitors to Ethereum are even close to delivering. And it delivered them last year. and the year before. So while it's still evolving, it's been in production and it's delivered value that whole time. So like, yeah, crazy value. But let's move on. TheBlock.co has an article about how the crypto assets are on the SEC's 2023 to-do list. So apparently, 2023 to-do list. Thanks there. Apparently, yeah, their main lists it has crypto assets on its major agenda items. In a time of growing markets, evolving technologies, and new forms of risk, our division of examinations continues to protect investors, said Gensler. Yeah, cool. Yeah. So that's their top priority. We're just going to have to see how that pans out. I think that technologies, again, go back to that first article, technologies that allow the preservation of privacy and the reintroduction of fungibility in coin supplies are exactly what this man needs to take home, stuff in his pipe, and smoke on, because that's what cryptocurrencies were designed for. They were literally designed with cryptography, crypto being the main feature of the currency. Mathematically provably rare, but cryptographically secure in your ownership and in your proving of any kind of secret, right? So ZK proofs, for example, right? ZK snarks, etc. Other methods of cryptographic privacy. Cryptocurrencies have this as a primitive, is the word I'm looking for. Jeez, I listened to POTUS for like an hour and I can hardly talk anymore. It's infectious. So yeah, it's time that we helped these guys remember that cryptocurrency is about crypto, first off. So Super Bowl is coming up. Less crypto, more beer. Apparently, Budweiser no longer has the exclusive rights to advertise alcohol during the big game, but people who watch the Super Bowl can expect more beer commercials from more companies. So Budweiser spent more than $500 million on its beer commercials over the past few decades, with campaigns ranging from nostalgic to the cool casualness of the "What's Up, guys?" This year, for the first time in more than 3 decades, the Budweiser parent company, Anheuser-Busch, has given up the exclusive rights to the game, opening the space for competitors. Heineken, Miller Lite, Crown Royal Whiskey are among brands planning to run ads. And apparently, yeah, all the like top-tier celebrities, A-listers, Bill Murray, and cute animals. They're all going to be big budget and wacky, right? They're meant to go viral. They know that their audience isn't just on TV anymore, right? They need to do well on TikTok and on YouTube. So apparently Paramount Plus will have Sylvester Stallone and Will Ferrell, all kinds of A-list actors. The big thing is, there we go. Crypto is gone. So cool. They got all this other stuff that's going. 26 million. Jeez. 130 seconds long for Alexa. Oh, can you imagine? Can you imagine this? Man. Case says, Stick says, you've got a case of the Bidenitis. I'll pray for a speedy recovery. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, Stick. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yep. 1 like equals 1 prayer. 1 share equals 1 like. That doesn't seem quite right. But anyway, apparently, every ad last year at Super Bowl was an ad for a cryptocurrency company. So FTX, Crypto.com, Larry David especially, was implicated in that. And so many others, right? Crypto.com in particular still has that deal with the UFC. FTX, obviously, you know what's going on there. But it was the Crypto Bowl last year. And now 1 year later, after Bitcoin lost half its value and multiple exchanges were forced to file for bankruptcy, the Super Bowl will feature zero national ads. In my opinion, huge mistake. If Coinbase and Binance were confident in their ability to do well, their ability to pass audits in particular, then this would be the year that they should just get in, be the incumbents in this space, because clearly Budweiser or Anheuser-Busch is not claiming its primary sponsor status. And so there is a need for sponsorship dollars to go in, and they would absolutely win. So I'm shocked that CZ from Binance didn't try to find some way to run something as a national ad. But maybe they'll have more local ads that run across those sporting events. Maybe there's a different media buy opportunity. But apparently, a lot of the celebrities who endorsed FTX are being sued by consumers, right? So Tom Brady is one of them. And yeah, I can see why there's a lot of bearishness in terms of doing the ads. So FTX had originally committed to a 60-second spot this year in this year's Super Bowl ad, but pulled out amid a sprawling criminal investigation of its CEO and founder, Sam Bankman-Fried. You don't say. SBF getting arrested put a damper on you running ads at the Super Bowl? No, can't be. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's wrap things up with a quick look at our portfolios. Haven't done this in a little while. And since I have you here, you and apparently 600 guests from the CIA or the White House or whoever sent you, let's take a look at portfolio. So, like how it's like 2 hours ago I didn't even know it would be possible, and now I'm like, yep, this is my audience now. Enjoy, you're along for the ride. So, Cortex, we already looked at this over the GPU mining side of the portfolio. Our top gainers for this week are Cortex and Casper. They're also our top entries in the PNL, but not in that order. So, kind of cool. They've held their value. Flux is down a bit in terms of its weekly performance, but it's still hundreds of percentage points up in its P&L, like alpha, right? Over when we acquired it, put it in the portfolio. Hard drive mineable currencies. Chia is the biggest loser, $43. We can't seem to go down any further. Gordon Murray says these bots don't quit. I know, right? And here's the thing. We've been going for quite a while, and yeah, we've been going for whatever. I'm gonna keep going. If they don't want to leave, and then we're gonna hang out and we're gonna talk about some stuff. Okay, it's a rare late night sesh with Mind Your Biz, just you and the dude. Maybe Mama Biz will get back in time to jump in as well, but it's getting close to bedtime with the kiddos, so maybe not. We'll see. Yeah, I might have to cut out and assist with that too. But Signum is our second from the bottom. Top gainer, Siacoin. That is a massive spike upwards. So clearly there's some news in the Siacoin ecosystem. There's no other explanation for that. It's clearly unique to their network. Storage is number 2 at 36% up. So we're seeing movement there, but our overall long-term hold is not looking very good for any of these coins. Our hard drive mineable coins took the biggest hit of anything else. Arweave has been added to the lineup because of what they offer by way of persistent storage on chain, but we don't have any kind of a sample entry over here, so we can't see it from a P&L perspective. Just be aware of that. That's the case for several of these assets. So when you do something like this, just be aware you have to put in some kind of an entry value here. So yeah. CPU mineable coins, last 7 days. Most interesting for Quantum Resistant Ledger and Veriscoin. Shout out to the Veriscoin team. I will be interviewing members of their team, I think more than one, in the next couple of weeks, and then scheduling release of that interview in the coming weeks and months. I'm doing not only a creator interview series, but also a project lead interview series for privacy-oriented projects. That's right. Because we're in a bear market, I am busting open the floodgates. I'm giving free time to any projects that are promoting privacy primarily. Privacy is the big thing. I've been saying it for a while, and I've stayed consistent for 5 years more about privacy-oriented projects. They really matter. It doesn't take you long if you're a thinking person after you are exposed to Bitcoin that the privacy on Bitcoin is broken. Hal Finney said it on his account, and Nicholas von Saberhagen, right? The eponymous, right, or eponymous, the anonymous founder of Monero also knew that there needed to be greater fixes towards the model, the privacy model, and the anonymity set of Bitcoin, and just invented Monero instead. Geek of All Trades in the chat says, yo, just dropped by to say hey and good night. Good to see you. Thank you for that. Gordon Murray drops something and says Dynex is a new proof of work privacy coin. Seems kind of scammy though. Yep. It always could be, right? There's always that risk. But what I'm saying is, if you know the leads to any privacy-oriented project, and by that I mean literally the founding team, put me in touch with them. I want to talk to them. I want to help promote what they're working on, or at least promote the conversation of what they're working on to the forefront so that we can discuss it and we can learn more about it. This is the time for education. When the markets are down, especially when we see the threat of other stuff developing in the world that is very, very scary, we need to know what our tools are. And privacy is one of the most important tools that we can use. Cryptographically reinforced privacy. encryption on our phones, encryption in our chats, in our communications, and encryption in our finances. Yeah, of course, authorities can seize cash from you. Nothing in this world is permanent. Everything is ethereal, like on some level. Everything is fleeting. So I guess don't be attached to material possessions. However, it's also true that if we don't protect what we own, then we can't, then we're more easily abused, right, by other people. So yeah, I won't get too hippy dippy and talk to you about like, oh, let go of all your things and just let Uncle Sam have them. No. Protect. Definitely protect. Zach's Money FAQs is in the chat, says hello. Good to see you, Zach. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Let's take a look at more of our CPU mineable coins. A lot of them are privacy coins. Just going to say that again. Varus Coin is coming back on the channel. Epic Cash, I missed an interview, or rather, Max Freeman, their lead developer, missed an interview with me. We already have one on the books, and he blew the date. We'll see if they can make it back onto the books soon. The lead of Raptorium, David, is going to be jumping back onto the channel as well. Maybe not for Raptorium, but for other stuff. Monero and WowNero also on the list. Kind of cool to see it. ASIC mineable coins, 7-day outlook. Pirate Chain is the biggest loser over the last week. I think that I may be talking to Drafe again about the Pirate Chain project. There have been some updates since I interviewed him, I guess, 3 years ago? It's been a while. Time flies in cryptocurrency, especially when there's a bull run. Time flies especially fast. So going to have a member of the Pirate Chain project back on Mind Your Biz. But right now, apparently on sale this week. Let's see. Oh, by the way, there are no Dogecoin mixers in the world. None. There is no such thing as a coin join for Doge. Isn't that crazy for a project that has a $12.5 billion market cap that nobody has created an implementation of coin join that's usable for Doge? I'm mind blown at that. It feels like we can do better. I just wish I knew, I wish I had the incentive to do so. Anyway, moving on down the list, Zcash, I've heard members of their community want to get some free time on Mind Your Biz. Maybe we can make that happen as well, but Zcash is well below the $1 billion mark at this point. Bummer. Decred, there is a member of their team also scheduling some time. Apparently they have a brand new privacy protocol or layer that's being implemented into their ecosystem. I'm excited to hear about it. I don't normally think of Decred when I think of a privacy-oriented project or good privacy project, but they claim that they've got something going on that will make their privacy better. So I want to hear them out. You're going to hear them out very, very soon. Grin and members of the team. John Trump, I think I had my opportunity to interview him a couple of years ago, and that opportunity came and went. So I guess probably not. We're probably not going to hear from them. See, Dash also not a privacy coin, and they'll be the first to tell you. Horizon, also not strictly speaking a privacy coin. Bytecoin, not even a coin. So bye Felicia. FPGA mineable coins, biggest gainer is Telor, then Digibyte, then 0x Bitcoin, doing 0x Bitcoin things. And what are 0x Bitcoin things? Massive manipulation. Oh yeah. Right here, didn't just drop off a cliff. It jumped off. It just nosedived, swan dived, triple backflip, gainer with a quadruple twist, and then is going headfirst down towards the ground. Bam! But bounced, right? Bounced like a good little lemming all the way back up this week. It's just doing its own thing. Who has any idea why 0x Bitcoin does what it does? Whoever's writing the arbitrage bots knows. That's who knows. But I don't know who that is, so who knows? Moving on down the list, proof of stake smart contracts, 7-day outlook. Internet Computer is on the biggest sale, below $6. And I've got to say, the more I learn about Internet Computer, the more I'm starting to think that I should get a little bag and that I should learn a lot more about it. It's a very interesting ecosystem. It's not one that I thought I would take an interest in earlier this year. I thought it was like kind of cringeworthy, but apparently there's been a huge disinformation campaign that was spearheaded by FTX, Alameda Research, and the creators of Solana, which makes me kind of question everything. It's not that I think that ICP is going to have this like really strong fundamental current that'll make me all of a sudden love it, but just knowing that there was some interference and some industrial sabotage done that was committed by Alameda Research and FTX makes me think that maybe it's worth looking at again. So you tell me in the comments, what do you think? Let me know. We got in the comments, Gordon Murray saying Caspa is FPGA mineable now. Yeah, I guess that happened pretty fast. I was not aware of that. Thank you for the heads up. Worth making that change. So I'll go ahead and drop that into the FPGA side of our portfolio. That's the nice thing about using tools like this, CoinGecko, is that it makes those changes basically like trivial to do. So now we know over the last 7 days that, give me that stacked ranking. Yep, Caspa really is the winner there as well. Boom, over the 7-day outlook. Proof of stake smart contracts, something that we need to add is not Caspa, but Casper network. Casper network is going to, well, it is proof of stake. It is not a proof of work network, but it was one of those big winners from this week. So let's see, as soon as we have control over our portfolios to sort according to 7-day gains. Yep, it's in the top 3. It's on the leaderboard. Double digits, 22% up for Casper Network. Harmony is also up. Tokamak Network is as well. Though, yeah, I'm not sure that's on the same level, but you can see here Casper Network at about $500 million in market cap, and they've got some things coming out relatively soon. Got their Genesis NFT project, some other stuff that kind of gives that base level of utility, and I think that they've got some things that are going to help improve that in the future. Is it my top pick? No, it is not. But it does have a lot going on for it. So, but yeah, we'll see how much more it grows and develops. Polygon up, even though it is that project that has almost $12 billion in market cap, it's still going up, and it could go very easily to that 40 billion, 50 billion, 70 billion valuation. Not impossible to see Polygon or Matic at that level. So pay attention to that. In our comments, see what we got. Geek of all trades says to Gordon Murray, if you get in early enough, a rug pull can make you tons of money too, if you have no conscience. Oh, yeah. Talking about Dynex at this point. Let's see. Stick says, heading out. Thanks for the content, Mind Your Biz. Mad respect for allowing the table to be open for everyone to share their perspective. You are welcome. And that's important to me. Thank you for bringing that up. If you feel like I'm wrong, or if you feel like I need some correction, you want to set the record straight, just drop a comment in there, guys. I'll read it. I will respond to it. You don't have to send me a super chat. And in fact, on this channel, you can't even send me a super chat. There's no donation link. There's no ask there. A way to support the channel is to maybe check out some of the links in the description of the video. And of course, to tell a friend, right? Click all those buttons. Thank you for being subscribed and hitting the thumbs up. That is a huge help. So appreciate you too. All right. Moving on down the line. More double-digit winners such as Cosmos, even Neo and Polkadot are up pretty well. Goblin Dude had to wash a whole lot of dishes. Glad you made it back. That can be tough, wanting to continue with your will to live after washing that many dishes. So I'm proud of you. If nobody else has said it, I'm proud of you. Good job. Junk Drawer. This is a more speculative side of the portfolio. Let me show the fully diluted valuation. That is good. Yeah, I like that. Oh, it kind of ruins our display there, though. Let's see. No, that's not bad at all, though. Yeah, all right. That's funny, though. No, we'll leave it as is. It's nice to know that its market cap doesn't show fully diluted valuation. That's nice to know we're not getting false positives. Luffy Inu. Whoa, look at that chart. Remember how we talked about how we were going to look for things that had this level of manipulation? Well, jackpot. We done found it, boys. Here it is. So take a look at that chart. Oh, so juicy. So good. That's amazing. And this is the new 0x Bitcoin. Luffy, the price chart. Let's see. First off, the token value itself is a sub-Satoshi coin. Sub-Satoshi coin. I don't even know if we can find the Satoshi value here because it's clearly below 1 Satoshi. So a fraction of a Satoshi in terms of its value. How many zeros is that? 3, 6, 9 zeros. Then 15, 81, 75. Extremely low coin price and currently trading, it should be trading on Uniswap. Yep, Uniswap, PancakeSwap, they've got some BNB supply. So if you want really low fees, it's available there. And if I had to venture a guess, I would probably guess that there's some supply that's been bridged over to Polygon as well. So it's probably very likely that we can ride some of this price volatility on DEXs that have ultra low trading fees. But let's just take a look. Now I want to validate that. So I'm going to open up, what do we got here? DeFi. I'm going to go to PancakeSwap.finance. And yeah. Okay, done. Going to switch networks. And okay, good. Shows that I'm there. Trade. Oh man, so many different things there. Just regular swap trade. Or I can go to, yeah, info. And look up Luffy. Come here, Luffy. It's going to show me my pairs as well. So got Luffy and wrapped BNB with plenty of volume, plenty of liquidity, right over $100,000, almost $200,000 in liquidity. And over the last 24 hours, only a couple $100 in volume. So not a huge opportunity there. I'm sure there would be more available over on Uniswap. Yeah, that looks pretty accurate, actually. So Uniswap is going to be the place where we get, yeah, not quite 10 times as much liquidity, but 5 times as much liquidity. And then really, if you want to try to pump this thing, it's gate.io. Somebody's over there trading this against Ethereum to keep that floor price or keep that support price going for this token. See, Gordon Murray also is saying, I'm going to start my own crypto called Balloon Coin because it only goes up. I'm going to call it Balloon Coin because it only gets shot down by the U.S. government after you've accomplished your mission. So, yeah, of making mad gains. So, yeah, Bitmart as well. These are kind of known like wash trading platforms, right? Bitmart, geez. And 24-hour volume, highest there. The trust score on all these is relatively low. I don't believe that for DEXs like Uniswap and PancakeSwap, but that's what they're saying. So apparently, yes, there is an arbitrage opportunity. You can do so permissionlessly or an opportunity to just make them gains. But yeah, that's Luffy right now. Cool. We found it. DIPS, DYP also very manipulated, but not the same way. Moving on down the list, starts gaining at DYDX, just above it at Rug Zombie. QuickSwap is up as well. Celsius Network, you degens, trying to trade Celsius Network. Why? Why would you do that? There's like basically no. Ugh. Yeah, why would you do that? I don't get it. Oh well, I guess fine. Okay, not gonna tell you what to do. I'm just surprised by it is all. Just surprised. Biggest winner is Volt Inu. Second biggest is Hex, and then Maximus DAO, which is totally tied to the performance of Hex and Hedron. So not a big shock there either. IBC gang. What do you got for us, IBC gang? Well, it looks like what you got. Do we have shaded protocol in here? We do. Good. All right. Gordon Murray suggests the Celsius FTX trading pair. Can I interest you in the Celsius FTX trading pair, sir? No, I judged you. I misjudged you, sir. Sorry. All right. Apparently, the only loser in the IBC ecosystem is Persistence, and the biggest winner is Sentinel. Man, that is volatile. What the heck is going on there? Sentinel and Akash Network have had some really good news the last 24 hours, and they have pumped like crazy. Other stuff is correlated, kind of going up, but these two just, I mean, calm down. Somebody come get her. The Akash Network. And then 10 Set Gems, also enjoying the pump this week. Fame MMA, up probably highest. MetaHero also second highest. Stables, we're going to jump over you. GPU ETH replacements, we've already seen. The RH ecosystem, we already saw some of that, a little bit of a sneak peek. There's been some positive news regarding Pulse Chain as well. So we'll maybe revisit that in the future. Doge Chain ecosystem also. Lots of, These happy-go-lucky meme coin makers. Kibble Swap is doing 42% up. Dogechain itself is 11% up over the last week. Done a very good job. And that's after scaling back, after correcting from going way up. The Goblin Dude. Lol, we still have 600 plus questionable viewers left. I know. It's so great. I'm here for it. Whatever. Hey, you 600 plus questionable viewers, smash that like. Do it. I challenge you. I dare you. So, yeah, that's that ecosystem. Synthetic and wrapped assets. Very fun stuff here. We got your SBTC wrapped Bitcoin, Tether Gold, and Pax Gold. I think we're going to try to add the Bark coin. Let's see if this is the right one. Okay, I don't know why I thought that was already going to be available here, but it's not. So, yep, Pax Gold and then Tether Gold. These gold-backed stable coins. Oh my gosh. Goblin Dude is like, more joined after you said that. There you go. It's just crazy town. So we're going to hang out here. We might even play a little game in a second. You guys want to play a game? It'll be fun. I'll have to turn the volume down a little bit, but very fun game I can show you on the browser. But that's our portfolio. We'll call all of that good. You can also check out some AI tools. I'd like to do that with you. There is not actually a dark mode on this site, so you've been warned. Boom! Futurepedia, largest AI tools directory, updated daily. Let me know what AI tool you want me to try out. Check it out and tell me what you want me to try out. I want to see this live on the live stream. It'll be a lot of fun. Okay, so. Ooh. Let's see what we got. Dude. Okay, I've got a... Oof. Alrighty. Scaling back. Scaling back. Nope. Saturday. Got it. Okay, I think I got it. And I'm gonna... What have we here? That was way too loud. Okay. Here we go. Gotta select my character. Should we be Satoshi? Should we be Vitalith? Alski? Bitman? Broken Arrow? CE? Diamond Hex? Doge Lord? Don't Quan? Goat? Michael Pilot? Sammy Bahamas? What do you think? I need to know, Mind Your Biz community. Tell me, what player should we be here? All right, I'm bringing that volume down quite a bit. Unleashing Ethereum in 2015. Vitalith is unstoppable super genius. Wow. You know what? I think we're going to do it. Going with Vitalith. Making an executive decision. Somebody said definitely Doge Lord. Holy crud. I got 2 for Doge Lord. Okay. Somebody else said goat, but you know what? Doge Lord took it. What do we got here? We're going to play. I'm getting my butt kicked. I'm getting my butt destroyed. Oh my gosh. Why can't Doge Lord beat Satoshi? Why can't anybody ever beat Satoshi? Oh, how? Why does he keep doing that? He's got like some secret move that keeps on like taking my block off. Oh, no, 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 nope. Satoshi, no, you think you got what it takes, but you don't. I'm going to destroy you. Okay. That's a very weird pose. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take the link. I'm posting it into the chat right now. Don't ask me how I got a hold of this. Have fun. So, don't ask me how I got a hold of it. Don't ask me how you're going to play it. Don't tell anybody where you got it. Anyway, fun times. Oh, shall I continue? Yes. Oh, now I get to beat. He's got such short legs. He's got teeny tiny reach with his legs. He's a terrible kicker. We've got a great uppercut, though. Oh, I got hit by a rocket. I know, right? Good doges never skip leg day. Oh, dude, where's this special attack coming from? Look, Elon, it's nothing personal, but I need to destroy you. Oh, he says as he gets destroyed. Dude, I'm getting so wrecked. Oh, no. Oh, no, no. No, I can barely take a hit. I can barely take another hit. Oh, no. Oh. Okay. Wait, what? Ugh. Sorry, Satoshi man. What is that? What is that actual... Dude, I don't know what his special attack is there, but I'm just getting absolutely getting absolutely destroyed when he does it. Dude. Dude, how does he do that? Okay, so all right, Goblin says, is this game made with the Unity engine? No. What gave you that idea? Alrighty. Is that weird that I actually had to go through a full challenge to be able to do that? Okay, Doge Lord was fun. Who is next? Tell me, which one should I play next? Gordon Murray says it's made with Flash. That would be awesome. It's a Flash game. All right. Don't qual. Moon Smash falls on his opponent. Rocket Artillery. Yeah, I don't know how to access the special. That's the problem. All right. Oh, no. All right. Oh, the Goblin Dude asks, is Mind Your Biz a playable character? No, Mind Your Biz is not a playable character, and we should fix that, shouldn't we? Alrighty. Yeah, don't Quan. He know Taekwondo. Yeah, don't Quan does seem like fun. I think we do go with don't Quan. Alrighty. Difficulty change. Oh, normal. Dude, I totally had it on like the hardest difficulty. Maybe. No, actually that's easy. All right. I'm going to turn the music off for a minute so we don't like completely blast it because it's bedtime. Kids are going to be asleep. All right, special move. Tap on space. Dude, it was so easy and I missed it. It was there the whole time. Oh. All right. Here we go. Let's do this. Wait, info. Special attack. Win all 11 fights. Grants you 10 points. Cool. Let's go. The Goblin Dude said, is Michael Saylor a playable character? Did I see that correctly? Yes, you did. You did see it correctly. Fight. Oh. Yep. That's weird. You can get your block thrown off. I put my block down too soon. Actually, some pretty great directional punches. Oh, I destroyed him with the crashing Luna. That was great, dude. And the likenesses are actually pretty good, dude. Yeah, if they had Gensler and Powell, Jerome Powell. Ooh. Fight. That's the other thing. You always gotta. Dude. Oh man, his attacks are pretty fast. They've got the same move set. It's kind of messed up. They're literally the same character with a slightly different face. I'm just saying. Oh, wrecked. Okay, now that I know the secret moves, it's over. Come on. What? Wrecked. You got destroyed. I run in and I kick you in the face. That's what happens, Elon.
Thank you.
Oh, you weren't expecting that. Nobody ever is. Nobody's ever expecting Luna to crash. That's why you don't leave your entire freaking treasury in Luna, because you will get destroyed. Ah! He destroyed me with his special attack. Oh, no. You're going to get a lot of kicks. You're going to get a lot of kicks, Elon. A lot of kicks. Ooh, and now you're going to get wrecked. Now that I know what I'm doing, it's over for you. Doing speed run of this game. Oh, well, close to it as I can. All right, Goblin says, also when asked about it being on Unity, I didn't see the bottom left corner. It was on my phone. Screen was too small. I was totally kidding with you. I actually thought you did see it and you were just like trolling. Deadwood said, I started diving into Gensler's MIT videos. Very interesting stuff. Yeah, Gensler's stuff at MIT was not half bad. He even talked about how privacy could be achieved using smart contracts. And this was before we saw Tornado Cash developed. So whoever was helping him get his first lessons there, like they got it. They did get it. They steered him in the right direction. So here we go. Oh, yeah. CZ.
Fight.
You know what you say about fighting CZ? Beating you is easy. You didn't even know. You didn't even know. You didn't even know. You did not even know. Oh. Ooh. It's quite a secret attack there. I'm basically going to keep on special attacking you until... Oh, he's going to do the same thing, though, isn't he? I wonder how tough the AI is going to be on me if I do that to him. He's just going to, like, button mash back and keep on using his secret attack on me. Oh, apparently I can't use my secret attack that often.
New all-time high.
Oh, man. Yeah, no, they will get harder, apparently. Dude, how is he... Ooh, that was fortunate. I didn't think I'd be able to do that. Yeah, it'd be cool if I could finish him. I can't. Hey, it's Bitman.
Yeah.
What the heck just happened?
Look at the move. my time.
Oh, that was quite an attack there.
I'm even better with nothing.
I kind of feel like they made that too easy. That's a little bit insulting, actually. Oh. Oh, it's Satoshi again. Why does he look so creepy? Dude.
We're all gonna move. We're all gonna move.
Fight.
Bro, you're a scammer. Let's go. Your death team is trash. You're a fraud. You're a scammer. We are mooning.
Messed with the best. Died like the rest. He said his first time ever playing this game and totally button mashing.
We are mooning.
Dang. That's a really cool special move, actually. Dang.
Let's fucking go.
Dang. Nice. Nice. That he just floats there when he wins. He's just like, oh, help me. All right. It's Michael Pilot, by the way, not Michael Saylor. Get it right. For legal purposes, you can't call him anything other than Michael Pilot, apparently.
I'm even better with nothing.
Oh, he's got laser vision. That's kind of cool.
Your death team is trash.
Yeah, not gonna lie, that was a cool addition. Dude, yeah. Running out of energy is a bad thing.
It's my time.
I want to just like finish him by hand, but you run out of stamina so fast as these characters. Yeah, I really do. I just I'll kick you in the face. I'm winning, even though I'm terrible. Oh, asking hand from Vitalith. Let's see how good your Gong Fu is, Senor Eth. Keeks. Oh, he kicks back.
Roll to the minute.
Dude, that is a rad move. He's the only one that has a slow motion special. Kind of cool. I mean, I'm not even mad. The fact that he kicked my butt with that special move was like, I felt honored that it was Vitalik that did it. Sorry, Vitalith. Oh, he's gonna do it again. Oh. And there's nothing I can do.
Let's go.
Well, I guess except for use my special and make the moon crash on him. Oh, I won the challenge. Celebrate. Okay. Well, that was fun. I didn't think I was going to do it, but it's not that bad. It's a pretty fun game. All right. So, have any ideas about which Futurepedia tools you want me to take a look at? AI tools. I got to get myself to bed pretty soon, too. I am, I don't wake up super early, but I wake up early enough that I feel it if I stay up too late. So, shouldn't stay up too late. But again, thank you, White House, for showing us so much love. I kind of feel like I shouldn't just dip and go to bed yet, because I'd be cheating myself of all of the benefits. Okay, so taking a look over at Futurepedia, got a bunch of tools here. We can start filtering those. 49 categories. Verified. Let's take a look at popular first. It's never a terrible way to go. All right, ChatGPT, obviously, top of the list. Very, very popular. I've used it myself for many weeks now. I've really enjoyed it. Let's go ahead and filter also. Let's try that. Let's try, which filters do we have? Not many, it seems like. So Goblin Dude reminds us that, that Vitalik was a Bitcoin developer and contributed to Bitcoin Magazine's early days. Yeah. And we don't talk about it very often, but the project that he worked on or contributed to was called Colored Coins. And it was a way to make tokens on Bitcoin, which is totally possible. When you look at ordinals now, people making NFTs on the Bitcoin network, it's always been possible using the OP return field. So you can always place data into the blockchain. And there are plenty of people who've put all kinds of stuff into the Bitcoin blockchain using the OP return field, including full hashes, right? So cryptographic hashes, like longer bits of data. So taking really naughty images, translating them into base 64, and then hashing those to fit into the OP return field on Bitcoin. There are hashes of some very nasty stuff on Bitcoin already, but it's not like they're full images, and it's not like they point to an IPFS hash of that same thing, where that could be, considered bad. But there's some pretty nasty stuff that's already baked into the Bitcoin blockchain. Like it would not pass, it would not pass most corporate requirements for a company to hold that. If it was being held as like some physical bearer asset, if you could write the same kind of nasty stuff onto a dollar bill, you couldn't hold that in your treasury as that company. Just saying. Anyway, yeah. But let's see. Your AI assistant, Write Sonic, copy.ai. I've tried it. It's not terrible, but I don't love it. It's not as good as ChatGPT, if I'm being honest. You can do more with ChatGPT than copy.ai does. Discovering new useful tools. Midjourney is really great. Yeah, it is really great. Like, I get why people like it, but I don't know if I want to pay for a membership of that. Rifusion is pretty cool. Generating music from text prompts. Ooh, let's try Rifusion. Huh. All right, Rifusion, where are you? There it is. Okay, and they've got a little UTM code there. Cool. What do we want to hear? Let's see what we got. Jazzy clarinet. What am I listening to? Okay, yeah, we're not doing that. We're not doing that again until it's daytime. Way too late for that sort of thing. And I think I've stayed up late enough. Ooh. Quick look. Namecheap logo maker. I don't know if that's actually proper AI. Is it? Yeah, I don't think the Namecheap logo maker is AI. Ooh, extract and monitor data from any website. It's kind of cool. Browse AI. Tome storytelling. That's pretty cool. It's mostly just a storytelling engine. Tutor AI. Boomi. Codium. Man, these are all very fun. Very, very fun. Validate and receive constructive feedback on any startup idea. Man, this is good stuff. Quillbot is not... I've heard of Quillbot also. Palette FM. Yeah, I've seen the colorization of black and white photos. All right. All right. We are going to call it a night. Mind Your Biz fam, thank you so much for tuning in. Actually, I'm going to check real fast. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take a look at this. Take a look at the site. Let me know if there's an AI tool you want me to try out, and I am going to just like step AFK for a second, and then be right back. To follow you.
Oh yeah.
Ooh. Oh yeah.
You just spit my gum out. Like.
Yeah, right. Okay. Looks like Mama Biz is already back from her class. Let me get your mic kind of set up. Ooh, got some handling noise. Sorry about that. handling noise on the mic.
Okay. Hello.
Yeah, it's a good
it on?
sensitive mic. Yeah, it's on.
Okay.
Yeah, we got to
Is it
ask about
hot?
this now.
Hot?
Yes, hot mic. All right. So we got Mama Biz in the house, literally.
And you guys have been streaming for hours.
Yes, it's not typical.
No.
Very, very atypical. But
Well, what did I miss? How did it go?
Yeah.
How meme-worthy was the State of the Union address?
I don't know if that many memes are going to come out of it. I think
Really?
Well, they'll be way too political for me. Here's the thing. I just for me, it's just blanket mistrust.
Right.
For everything that's being said. It's more along the lines of like, yeah, everything this person is saying is either a half truth or an outright lie, or it's rhetoric.
Right.
It's
Well,
just
that-
not actionable.
Yeah, that's to be expected. But was it actually him, or did it look like a deep fake?
It didn't look like a deep fake. He was
Okay.
actually there. They actually pumped him up with enough
properly
drugs to do it.
drugged Joe Biden
Yeah.
was coherent tonight.
Yeah.
Good job.
They did all right. The goblin dude says, yeah, we've been here a while. He's complaining. He's like, Mama Biz, take care of us.
Oh no,
Tell
you
the bad man to
guys.
stop streaming.
I'm sorry. Did you miss me?
Careful. Don't play the mom because you'll never be casted as anything else.
You're the one calling me mama.
That's right. That's different, though. I get to call you mom for other reasons. Yeah, so.
It
But-
was not meme worthy. It was terrible cringe. Oh,
It really was.
I'm
bad.
sorry, guys. I had fun. I went and I got to hit a bag tonight with all my people, show everyone how to punch right. It was the best.
Yeah, you're actually a little bit too close to your mic. Is that weird? You're a tiny bit too close to your mic.
Oh, is it like?
A little bit of distance.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Yeah. So right there. You see that little
Right there.
VU meter?
I'm watching it.
It goes to
It's
the
still
red?
almost redlining.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be about, if you were to pretend like you have like a fist right there, you're supposed to be about a fist distance away.
But my fist is so small.
I know, but it's relative. So
Okay.
it works.
All right.
You were like 2 inches, like two millimeters away, like this.
I want to be
I
heard.
could make it redline too.
Damn it.
Yeah, I know. And normally I've got a pretty decent compressor on it, but so it's not that bad. But anyway, point is,
What are we talking about now then?
now we're talking about AI tools
Ooh.
and looking at Futurepedia.
Are we talking about the bias of ChatGPT?
We are not yet, but what kind of music do you want to play in the background that's totally AI generated?
Totally AI generated funk.
So like this.
In
See
the
this?
funky bass line and style of Jamiroquai. No, I don't want Jamiroquai.
That's
I
fine.
want oh my gosh. It was like I thought of it and it flew out of my head. Older funk. It's not George Hamilton. What am I thinking of?
You're thinking of George Clinton
Oh my
in
gosh.
Parliament. Okay.
I am not getting old, but my brain might be.
Funkadelic.
Funkadelic. Mm-hmm. We want the funk. Da, 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 da.
Funkadelic George Clinton.
Boom,
Let's see how they interpret that.
Funkadelic George Clinton.
It's thinking about it. It's not doing it. There we go.
This is not hard.
Okay. No, it's synthesizing every single component, including the vocals, just to sound similar to it,
Okay.
but to not actually be it.
I have not. It's okay.
It's not going to source real vocals. Those are entirely synthesized from nothing but the prompt.
Well, but the prompt and then the information that it extrapolates from the prompt.
It's not using samples. That's not using audio samples at all.
That is hard. Good job, AI. But it still makes me kind of sad. We still got a long way to go. Right, guys?
Yeah, they can't hear this very, very clearly because, yeah, I need.
Oh,
apparently-
really?
Yeah, the way that OBS works.
It's
on
okay.
this
You're not
machine-
missing much.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I was hoping it could be a little better.
AI is like, you hurt my feelings. All right, all right. So
Okay, so we don't need to do that.
That's
we also
that.
played this. We played a bit of Crypto Arena by Cyber
that-
Arena.
Ben Armstrong?
Yep, that's supposed to be.
What?
It's supposed to be sort of like him. It's called Bitman.
Wow, he
And
must
this
feel
is-
good. He's right up there next to Guy Fawkes and Elon Musk.
Yeah, boys, should I tell him or should I tell her? Should I
What?
tell her about what Ben actually looks like? They really kind of take a dig at him when his character is played. He gets all puffed up and then he deflates, his muscles deflate.
Like a balloon?
Yeah, kind of.
That's not nice.
Very not nice.
And he's working so hard too.
He really is.
This guy lost a lot of weight and he's working on his strength. And yeah, we've seen him. We've seen him, IRL. He's
he's
he's taking care of himself. He's doing the work.
Yes,
for sure.
Which is why it's particularly backhanded that they did what they did. But it's also a gag.
Ben is a nice guy.
Yeah, it's a visual gag though that they're using. So anyway, we played this. This is the early beta or the demo, and I guess this link is already out in the wild. So I just shared it with the audience here.
Very cool.
We have that, but browse AI. This is another one I'm curious about. But Futurepedia has so many tools we could potentially use.
What's Futurepedia?
This is a listing of all the AI tools, like a directory of all AI tools that you could use. So what kind of AI tool do you think would be interesting? Can I suggest one for you?
Yes.
Low code, no code.
What's that?
So these are just all tools that would require you to use zero code, but help you build cool things. So you
Okay.
can imagine something you might want to have, like a translator or some kind of a special tutor or something, or something that can create media for you. Then low code, no code would be like building blocks for you to figure out, okay, I'm not a programmer, but I can make something that kind of does all that stuff.
Okay.
So rearrange other AI building blocks to turn into a useful application for you.
Cool.
Or build a website or make a mobile app.
Nice.
So
Okay.
take a look. So here, there you go. A low-code platform to discover, tweak, and compose AI workflows. Offers a unified billing layer to enable, all these things. Tile desk, build AI. Yeah, this will be harder for you to get into initially, but yeah, it would let you use all the other AI tools to create a tool that lets other people use AI more
Got it.
easily. Well, this is more building stuff.
How about, I don't know, something to do with fitness? Do you have anything on there for fitness? Probably not.
No, I don't. But
No.
I got a recommendation from the Goblin Dude from Mage.
Uh-huh.
So there you go. Mage. Free, fast, and unfiltered stable diffusion, the text to image AI.
Text to image. So you give it a prompt and it makes art out of the prompt.
Yeah, I like that.
That's cool. Well, why don't people tell us in the comments what their favorite AI program is?
So it looks like Goblin Dude likes Mage right now. I've tried Midjourney and I've tried a desktop application too. Ooh, the Pro plan is NSFW enabled. I don't think we need that. I think we're very, very good on the free plan for right now.
Have you shown them the thing that you did? I think you did it with ChatGPT, writing different sermons, but in different religious contexts and stuff. Have you shown your audience that?
Do you guys want to know the story? So yeah, I should tell it, right?
Yeah.
And then maybe we should call it a night because it's pretty late. But
Just got here.
I know.
What, are you tired?
No.
After a 3-hour live stream, you're not
Totally
tired at all?
I'm totally not tired.
You don't want to go to bed?
I totally didn't put in a 12-hour day.
No.
I totally didn't continue working after that point, and
You should be
I
wide
totally
awake.
don't also have 2 other spreadsheets and bids to prepare
Stop. They
before
don't care how
sleeping.
busy you are. They don't want to hear this.
Sure, you guys don't care. It doesn't matter at all. So the thing that I did was I used ChatGPT I asked it to create a sermon using a specific preaching style and to use specific books of scripture. And then I asked it in that same chat thread to do the same sermon on repentance, right? On changing one's heart and one's mind, but in the style of a Muslim sermon and in the style of a Jewish sermon. And these aren't necessarily like super popular things, but kind of more a Hollywood thing. But it did so in various different religious traditions. And the sermon sounded awfully similar each time around, but then it also did call up scriptures from the various books of scripture, right? So from the Talmud, from the Quran, from the Bible, from the New Testament, from the Old Testament. I think I even asked about some other books of scripture like the Book of Mormon, and that are held as books of scripture by other religions. And I may have even asked like the Tao Te Ching and some others, right? So
You didn't get into Satan's Bible, did you?
I did not. I did not get into Satan's Bible, though I might have gotten into
You're a
the
bigot.
Bhagavad Gita and
Leaving the Satanists out.
I know I'm the worst.
Shame on you.
I'm literally the worst. But the point is, it wrote this sermon in all of these different ones. Yeah. Yeah. The State of the Union really was exhausting. It really was exhausting. It was such an exhausting thing to listen to. I got to the end and I was like, oh my gosh.
How long was it?
It's like an hour and a half-ish.
Oh my
almost.
gosh.
Yeah.
You would have lost a bet. You were like 30 minutes tops.
I really thought that that's all he had in him. And he did kind of like, whatever. They didn't wind him up again. I don't know what they did remotely. You know what? That's what they must have had. Like one of those little insulin pumps that you wear on your side. I bet they were just like dosing him with whatever that stuff is.
Oh my gosh.
Seriously, he's going to go sleep for like 5 days straight because he can't think anymore.
We've just found Joe Biden's doppelganger or clone. They made a clone, you guys, that could perform just a little better than the real thing.
Maybe. But anyway, so ChatGPT and the sermon story. I asked it to write a sermon on was it repentance or was it forgiveness? I forget. The point is that I asked it to write about some pretty typical Judeo-Christian values that are just held by most Abrahamic religions and are also just held by way of like mindfulness practice of like letting go and stuff and being present. But it just crossed over really well. And it was like, oh, I could take 80% of the sermon and just switch out the scriptural references. And it plays pretty well for everyone who goes to church or is religious.
Fancy that.
It was fun.
We have more in common than we know.
Yeah. Wow. Maybe we always did.
Hmm.
No way. This feels heretical. But yeah, we've got some tools here. Mage space, apparently. Boop. Okay. What do you want to see? Describe it as best you can.
Okay. Describe a whale in the sky at sunset with the colors of purple, orange, pink, and white because there are clouds. It is a blue whale specifically, or should we call it a humpback whale? Might get confusing if we give it a color. A humpback whale.
No, I don't think it's too confusing.
I think the dog needs to pee. He's whimpering at me.
Well, yeah, let him go.
Buddy.
You told the boys to do it.
I thought I did. I thought they did. But maybe he just wants me to hold him.
All right, so it's generating now. It's going to take a minute. Go let him pee. Quick.
Oh, look, now he's happy. He's in my lap.
Now he's peeing in your lap.
Now he's peeing in my lap. He's never done that.
I know, he hasn't.
He's a good boy. He only pees in the house. Right, Pip? Can you say hi? No? No, he's too happy.
I know. He's
I
been
gotta show him.
He's been on stream before. Oh,
There he is.
There you go.
This is our baby.
Yeah, this
Baby
this is
dog.
a little Maltese poodle mix. And you know, I really don't ever put him on the nice streaming setup, do I?
He always looks, when his hair grows out, he looks so disapproving, though. Don't you think?
Yeah, he does.
He just looks like he's kind of smirking at everyone, like, guys, I'm disappointed.
There we go. I'm just gonna pull your little fur off your
Wow.
skull.
But it's not flying. Okay, I want it flying. Can you make it fly? That is impressive, though.
Yeah, it's not flying. It's just breaching. But yeah, right?
That's still...
Considering that that's not actually a real photo.
Yeah.
It looks vintage, though, like from when we were kids, doesn't it?
Well, it does. That's beautiful. My question is, how can AI make these amazing pictures, but it just can't figure out fingers? What is the deal with that?
Fingers are hard.
Why are fingers, Faces are hard. Fingers?
Faces are not as hard as fingers
Why?
because there's so many ways you can hold your hands, and there's only so many ways you can hold your face.
I don't get it.
Like there's always a ratio between your eyes and your nose and your mouth, and I mean, but that's not the case with with the tips of your fingers and your palm and stuff. It's hard.
Well, I'm impressed with that AI picture. It's beautiful.
It's not bad. Zoom, enhance.
Yes.
There we
And
go.
I would like to now make it an NFT and become a millionaire
Yes.
because
That's-
everyone wants to buy this now.
Yeah, it's the problem with NFTs right now, and well, generative art and AI now is that everybody knows. Cat's out of the bag that everybody can use.
There's some artists making some really cool AI art though. If you go on Twitter, I found some cool ones. I'm sorry I can't think of it off the top of my head like some of these artists, but I found some that are making some really cool stuff.
Yeah, it's awesome. Well, appreciate you sharing this one, Goblin Dude. I like a lot of these. I think I should probably bookmark this. But you know what I'm going to do instead is I am probably going to go to sleep.
Yeah, we got to go to bed.
Yeah, this has been a great stream, though. We've talked about so many things. If there's anybody in the community who wants to create timestamps from tonight's stream, it's kind of a crazy long stream, but
You want to.
you totally can. Or
And Seth does not, so he's not going to.
it's true.
I'm putting my foot down.
100% will not do it. I don't have that kind of time to watch back through my own media. So if you feel like it's something you can commit to, let me know. It's a huge service if you can. But if not, that's fine too. Thank you for being here. That's support enough. Remember, you are the reason that I make this media. Love your face. Remember to stay private and mind your biz.